big up, and hello and welcome. Whether it's a morning, whether it's an afternoon, whether it's an evening, hello from the Liberal 12th Man. I am joined today with my compadre, Brian, the Irishman. How are you doing?
Yeah, great man. How are you?
Good. Just another day in paradise. So it's
Yeah,
Friday, 40 about to tick.
Nations
Well, now
League.
it's looking good because it was
Yeah,
40 degrees Celsius. Now it's only 39 degrees Celsius where I'm at. So
yeah. Who's up for some Nations League? I mean,
yes, exactly,
if that doesn't get you excited, then nothing will. How are you,
exactly.
Cedric? Cedric, as
Big
usual.
up, Cedric. Big up. Hope that you're doing well. Hope that the Friday's treating you right on your work day. Um, and yeah, it's a weird international break because I think a lot of us weren't necessarily looking forward to this. Really, I mean, just as you just put, nothing really makes you go wow about Nation League and how how this is like it's somewhat of a created tournament, or not tournament, but a created concept or league, um, simply because they were trying to make rather than just have a bunch of friendlies, which is what we would have been doing technically. They've made glorified friendlies almost in the sense. So
Yeah, I mean, there's a prize at the end of a very, very, very long and convoluted process, but only for like
excuse me.
two
Mm-hmm.
teams. It's sort of um, they get given places for the international tournaments if they win the nation. But obviously, the team that wins the Nations League is probably going to be like Germany or England or Holland or something like that. So the way it works out, it's yeah. I think what is it? It's only about, I don't know how old you're for it, but the UEFA Nations League is only about 4 or 5 years old now. Most people don't know what it is. Most people don't know how it works. Most people don't really care.
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, like you've got Ireland versus England the weekend, so everyone will watch that.
Oh, absolutely.
They'll watch it and they'll get in a big, they'll get in a big noise about it, and it'll be good fun and all that. But after that, they'll be like, oh, and did you hear it? Kazakhstan drew 0-0 with Iceland. That's really good for us. It's like, I don't give a fuck.
Right. Right.
Like I can't follow that many. There's just too many games and too many groups to follow it. Easily. There's just so much involved in it. You have to be really kind of on top to know what's actually going on in it. Well, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it probably takes 10 minutes to read about it, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just gets down to a final. But like I say, yeah, if you have Germany playing Holland, then everyone in Germany and Holland is going to be big up for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, England versus Ireland. I mean, it's going to be a bit of a walkover, but still, it'll be a big day. But the whole thing in itself, yeah,
Yeah, something of a. It's like I don't even understand. I really don't understand how the Nations League works. Really, to tell you the truth, like as in, I just thought it was like a like I said, glorified friendlies within somewhat of a tournament. I guess you could
no,
call
it's to allow the smaller teams a chance to qualify. Basically,
them.
is what it all boils down to, smaller countries. But sure, they're
Hmm.
making these tournaments bigger anyway.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, every year or every 4 years, the World Cup gets added up. It's now like nearly 50 teams in it. Um, so I'm not really sure. Yeah, like I say, it's just this thing that just seems to go on over the whole year, and eventually someone wins it, and nobody really follows it.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I am. Are you excited about the Ireland versus? I'm hearing that that
No, not
there are
really.
some people taking it as like a big deal, but there's a lot of players that aren't even going to be playing in the game actually. But is it a big deal for you or no? Not so much.
No, it'd be kind of like, say, like,
Bragging rights,
let's
basically.
say, oh well, no, in say in the '90s or something, England versus Ireland for a very short time might have been like a top eight Premier League tie. Maybe say something like Spurs versus Man United or something. But now
Mm-hmm.
it's like us playing them is like, it's like Stockport County playing Man City. That's the gap
Okay.
between us and England at the moment. Irish football in the last 20 years has pretty much disintegrated due to lots of things, but financial mismanagement mainly. So our team at the moment, it's you got a couple of lads who are decent, and that's about it. So yeah, it's like a Premier League team playing a League Two team in the FA Cup, maybe
Mm-hmm.
even with a weaker squad, like even like our best squad will be nowhere near their kind of half and half A and B squad.
Right.
So you never know. You can get a result, but nobody will be going into it expecting a win. But we never do. Like we just go there. We watch it for the laugh. We watch it for the crack. If you win, you win. But like it doesn't really. It's not going to make any difference to us in the long term. We are where we are at the moment. Like I said, we're way down the rankings, way down. And they're the best team in the world. Don't forget. I've
One of the
heard
best
that.
teams in the
I've been
world.
told
They're
that.
definitely one of the best teams in the world. Yeah. Going through their golden generation, I guess you call it right now.
Part 3.
Part 3. Yeah. Oh, sure this is on pause or on silent. I was also going to say big up to Trap Joe, big up to Ian, big up. We said hello to Cedric, but Cedric, hello again. Big up to Philip, Red Armchair supporter, Bernie in the house. Nice. It's always a pleasure to see one of our Red Jewels in the house. Big up to Bernie.
I know Bernie will be watching the game. Yeah, anybody in the chat that will be watching. I don't know if there's how many people are English or any Irish connections, but if you'll be watching the Ireland England game, let us know. Let us know. I know Bernie will anyway.
I would like to. That'd be an interesting question to see how many people are going to tune in for that game, which is basically one of the
but
few
easy
highlights.
on the score predictions. Easy on the score predictions. Yeah, just easy on the score predictions.
Oh man. But yes. Let's see. Is anyone else just popped? I think someone else has popped in. Maybe no. All right, but still the same. Yeah, big up to everyone joining us today. Had some fun. It's Friday, so it's like take that light. So it's kind of a slow news day. So it's not much to really talk about per se. When it comes to the ongoings of the club or anything like that.
No.
One thing that was nice to see. Let me bring up the picture here in 1 second. Call it up here. One thing that was nice to see was our McAllister got a goal this week in his match. He played really well actually in it as well. Let me pull up his stats too. I know that he got not only a goal, but he had 79 minutes played. He had 53 touches. I spoke on the goal. He was 88% accuracy. He was passing. He was 35 out of 40 passes, 8 passes into the final third, 6 recoveries, and 2 interceptions. His goal was a nice goal too. It ended up being like a goal where it actually kind of, I think it might have been Martinez, but initially missed the pass, but like he ended up following up, and getting in an absolute tap in for a goal. It wasn't a wonder goal. It was just like somewhat of a tap in, but he was just in the right place at the right time. That's I give props to where props are due when you have that opportunity. So
signed a new deal at Inter.
Yeah, he deserves it too.
We should have gone for him. I would have loved us to go for him at any point over the last 4 or 5 years. I know who is it that hates him? It's not you. Someone hates him. Oh, Savage.
Barnes
Savage. No. Savage hates him as well. Savage hates him.
Oh, Savage hates him. Okay, I know Barnes does not like. Barnes does not rate him at all. I know that. We were going back.
I'm not really sure.
I was poking the bear a little bit when he was out there scoring for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he actually should be. I think he should be. I don't even. You know what? I'd have to double check. Let me see if I don't have the list in front of me. I have to double check. But is he on the Ballon d'Or list?
Oh,
Martinez.
I'd probably be on the list. I mean, as in terms of he may have gotten enough votes because.
I'm not saying whether he got enough votes or not. I was just wondering if he's on the list.
No, I'm saying he'd be on the list. He would have gotten on. He won the World Cup, so.
He won the World Cup. He was Italy's top scorer. Italy's top scorer in the league. He was also obviously influential in Copa as well. I think he might have been one of the highest goal scorers in Copa last year or this past year too. This past tournament.
I
Yeah,
reckon he'll get top. I reckon he probably get top 10.
yeah.
He's probably there.
He deserves it. I would have said that I think personally he could. You could make a shout that he could deserve the actual Ballon d'Or more so than some of the Real Madrid players. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I say, I don't. He had a barren spell there for a while, which happens. But I know I've seen enough of him. I mean, he's playing for Inter, so I'm not gonna be sad that he stays there. But I would. You don't want to see him going somewhere like Chelsea when he's 30 or something. I would love to see him in his prime in the Premier League, but obviously very, very happy where he is. Very strong connections there, so probably going to stay there for his peak years, which is good.
Right. Oh, 1 second here. I don't know. My camera is not on for some reason. Do you still see me on there? No.
Well, yeah, but you were frozen.
Oh, it's frozen. I got you.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get my camera working again. But yes, I was going to bring up this picture. It was I just thought it was like pretty cool to see him get his props, get his goal. This is obviously him celebrating as well. So big up to Maka. Maka doing a little something that we saw last year him do quite a bit of, his fair share of, but this year not so much. He's been more of playing a different role for us this year, but all the same, it's working out, and we appreciate it. Speaking of Ballon d'Or, we were talking about this yesterday, and it's kind of crazy. Remember this year when we had 7 Ballon d'Or candidates? That's a real that's like on Real Madrid levels.
Yeah, good times. It shows you what you got to do to get on that list. You got to be mega successful. Again, as much as the thing has kind of lost all meaning in the last probably 10, 15 years, it did used to mean a lot, and it still means a hell of a lot to be good enough to win it. And like I was saying, I don't expect it to be anything more kind of a fair or reasonable competition now, but I am very much looking forward to the end of the Messi. Like, will it be Messi or will it be Ronaldo? I mean, that was just a game for the last 12 years. It wasn't even interesting. It's just which one are they going to give it to? Not who's going to win it. It's just which one are they going to give it to? And that just killed it. Like, it's like, who gives a shit? And even last season, I think it was the season before that, maybe, or last season, where Fabrizio Romano can absolutely go and fuck himself because he tweeted who had won it before it was announced. Like, as it a fucking here we go. Like, who the hell does he think he is giving away the result of the Ballon d'Or? Be like at the festival or at the event before it's been officially announced. I'm not saying it was an accident or anything like that. So I have no time for that. No time for that at all. But again, it'll just be, will it be Haaland or Mbappe, I suppose, for the next few years, maybe.
Right.
But Mbappe or Haaland can never win a World Cup, you see. He can never win a Euros or a World Cup, Haaland. That's not going to happen, you see. So that might affect his ability to win sort of multiple ones.
Yeah, talking about Fabrizio, Red Armchair supporter was talking about he's saying Fabrizio has an update. He's posted some type of update about Mo's contract situation too. There have been some something like that. There was Ian too. This was interesting to see because he played 79 minutes, but there were a few reports about abductor discomfort for Maka. Hopefully that calms down. Argentina have a big game versus Colombia next week. One to test the abductor muscle in. Hopefully not. Hopefully, they'll bring him in because he's a very important part of their team. But
yeah.
And
he did. Just MK was asking, did George Weah one? He did, yeah. But obviously long before Messi and Ronaldo came along. But George Weah is still the only African ever to have won a Ballon d'Or. Can't remember the
Mm-hmm.
exact year. It's like 97, I think, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, maybe. Can't remember. But the adductor one, that's what put fucking Basetic out for a year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That hip injury. It's the same hip injury that Thiago had as well, the adductor one.
yeah.
That's true. Like, as soon
There's
as I
nothing
saw
to,
that
it's
word,
nothing to
I was
play with.
like, oh no,
Yeah,
here we go now.
yeah, it's nothing to play with.
That's, yeah, because he was going to be out, like, Basetic was going to be out for a little while. Thiago was going to be out for a little while. And then, well, no, actually, that's probably going to take about a year. Right.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I know. I'm hoping
Is
it's
my
like
is my
you
screen
said
still
he
frozen?
played.
By the way, is my screen still
Oh,
frozen?
hang on. Sorry, I wasn't looking. Well, you're not frozen. There's just like a big black square there, which is
Black.
nothing
Okay,
there.
it's for some
Yeah.
reason my camera is on, and like I can bring up my
Well,
avatar,
now yeah. Now your thing is
but
up.
I
Yeah.
can't. But every time I go off the thing, it's like not showing up. I don't want to. I don't want to like log in and log off because I don't know if that'll kill the stream or not. But
Oh, if you log out, it might do something. Yeah.
yeah. So hopefully, um, hopefully we will. It'll work itself out. Hopefully it'll work itself out. But I'll keep my avatar on for right now. Um, I might be doing some people a favor by them not having to see my face, so it's all good. Um, how about this? This is something I wanted to bring up too, by the way. You know, because we finally got the arrival of a player, a young player, to the club, a player that was coveted by Chelsea, but a player that wanted to be a Liverpool Red. It was really, really great to see this picture too, because it's one of those things of, you know, sometimes you talk about players that, you know, that had love for the club and then, you know, still have love in their heart for the club. And it's like a lifetime dream of theirs to be a part of the club. So they obviously will give a little bit extra maybe on the pitch or for the pitch for the club. And that is this young man. This is Rio, actually, at a very, very young age, as you can see. I'm not certain who the gentleman is with him, but
Huh?
but it is
Oh, I think that might be just his dad in a shirt or something.
okay.
I'm not sure that's actually a Liverpool player.
Oh, I don't
I
think
think that
I don't know
might,
if I don't
yeah,
think he's a Liverpool player. Yeah.
yeah. I think that
And
might be just his dad or something.
hey, big up Lee's in the house. Let me bring Lee. How you
Lee
doing,
can be
Lee?
the only guy on camera.
Yeah, I
Right.
know for right now until we figure this out. I gotta figure out why it's not working.
You could probably risk logging in and logging out because when
Let
you
me
logged
see.
out
I'm gonna
earlier
try
on,
risking.
and
I have
yeah,
I have another camera. Let me see if I can change the camera. Um, let me see. Let me see. But big up, Lee. How are you?
Okay, sorry about the timekeeper. I've just been out, just come back in, sweating. It's hotter than I thought.
Oh,
Today. Like I
I
went
don't
out,
want to hear about
jacket on,
that.
and come back in, and it was bloody
I don't
dread.
want to hear. I did not want to hear about. It's hot.
It's hot for Liverpool, like you know what I mean. Not hot for Arizona.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Ian said earlier on it was 25 degrees. That's unusual, unusually warm.
Mm.
Oh, okay, I can do the camera. It's just gonna be a weird angle. Let's see if I can't get this to work for us. Nope. 1 second.
Well,
It's my yeah. You have to bear with it because it's on. It's my computer. It's like my. It's my desktop computer camera, not my like camera. Let me see if I can get it to work back. Anyways,
came on twice there.
oh yeah. That was for my yeah. For some reason, my external camera is not working. The internal camera is for some reason. But no, I know it's 40 degrees Celsius here, Lee. That's why it's like now it's been we've had 100 straight days of it being over 100, at least 100 degrees. I guess that's like 39, 40 degrees Celsius or something like that here.
I
I
went out
don't know.
early this morning and it was nice, but I didn't do as much walking this morning. I was in a car this morning, and then I went out. I had to walk before when I had to go somewhere. Walked there
Yeah.
and back. When I got back, I was drenched.
Now the worst thing about living in the desert is
Living
40
in the
degrees
desert.
Celsius is like it'll be 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and it'll be like 39, 40 degrees Celsius still. So that's
'Cause you
the
live in
worst
the
part
desert.
about living in the desert.
Yeah, there's a reason you shouldn't live in the desert. I mean,
Yeah,
nature's trying to tell
that
you
would be
you
one of them.
probably shouldn't live here.
Yeah, that
Maybe
is a
take
reminder of why you should
yeah,
not live here. I
move
will
to the
agree with that
coast.
completely. I agree with that completely. Let's see. Oh yes, finally got it back. All right, got it back. So Chiesa was doing a training session with the U21s yesterday at the AXA. Great experience for the young lads to train with someone of his caliber. Also got a glimpse of Rio as well. Oh, that's cool. In the footage, that's big up, big up. You know what was great about too is that they were showing some of his, like he was doing some shots on goal. That guy is definitely he is one accurate shooter. He has some really nice shots that were going like this upper 90. Really, really, really cool. I'm excited to see him get his shot to impress us. I'm definitely.
What's your predictions? First appearance. When do you think
Oh, what would be
we'll
his
see him
first appearance?
Yeah.
Oof. I think we'll see him. I think we'll see him this next game. To be honest with you, and the reason why I would say we see him this next game is because
Well, Forest,
it's at home.
Yeah.
Like like it's a little bit
20
easier to
minutes.
make your appearance at a home match as opposed to on the road. On the road appearance.
So I just wondering. So you think Lee? What do you think? What's your think he'll get minutes against Forest?
Possibly, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah,
I think he has to. I think he has to. I mean, I don't think he'll start, but I mean, surely, yeah. Like you said, home game. 2-0.
Yeah.
Hopefully, as usual.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you've got 5 now. You can bring on 5 players now.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day when it was 3, so look, we were going to bring him on, but then such and such a thing happened, so we just couldn't bring him on. But now, like, I mean, you can basically anybody you want to give a go, you can give him a go with 5 subs as long as you use your 3 rounds of substitutions. But the last round and 2 left, I can see him getting 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why not? By the way, I know Ian was talking about some of the the U21s and some of the lads. Rio has joined training for Liverpool, and he's going to be an exciting player to see play too. Very, very as in he was doing step overs and the likes and doing all these dribbling tricks and just crushing the ball, but he's going to be an exciting player to see too. I mean, he's really going to see. There's a lot of praise going out for Trey Neone. There's going to be a lot of praise that follows this young lad too, I think. I really, really think it's going to be good. I'll double check on that for you, Bernie, too. I'll double check.
Where is he from, or where? Like we got him from Chelsea.
But I think she's meaning like English. Where is he? Like is he like a Liverpool-born player or something? Or
he's
English. Yeah, no, he's English. Yeah. That's all.
I thought he's from London, but I don't know what part of London.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was so cool. Like, look how small he is in this picture. But the funny thing about it is, it's almost like he looks exactly. He looks almost exactly the same in this one.
Yeah, like that kit isn't that old.
No,
that one that he's wearing, that's not that long ago. Like, I mean, he's really young in that picture, but when you look at that jersey, that's not that long ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, like his legs are little. Look at his legs. His legs are so tiny. But he is. He's only 16 years old right now. So I mean, this picture wasn't taken that long ago, as Brian's saying. But I mean, it's just funny. It's just pretty funny that You know, a long road to be able to do this. You
It
know,
looks like a
it's
young
one thing to
Trent.
wear the kit. It's one thing to wear the kit, like as a fan, and it's another thing to be about to put it on to go actually play for the team. That's phenomenal, and I commend the young man for his pursuit, and I wish him all the best.
Yeah, but just like the
Mhm.
I mean, the main thing that's standing out to me here is he hasn't been given the number 11, has he, for the first team? Surely
No, that's for the
that's
U21s.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know. I would assume he's probably playing for the U21s. I know that he was playing. I think he was playing for that for Chelsea, you know. But I don't know if he's going to be on the U18s or if he's going to be on the U21s. But that's
Probably, yeah, start him out in the under 20s, under 21s, or whatever it is now.
because I think there's even I want to say it's a U23 team too.
There is, yeah.
Um, but yeah. So
That's basically your B team.
yeah.
It's like Real Madrid Castilla. That's who was it? I can't remember who was it. The owner of one of the clubs wanted us to be able to play those, like our under 23s,
Mhm.
wanted to be able to play them in the league. I can't remember which owner it was. One of them was always coming up with crazy ideas, but yeah, he couldn't understand, well, why can't our B teams play in the championship? Like, oh, Jesus. No.
That's a weird one. Real
Yeah.
request, you know.
Yeah.
There was some other cool news, or this is like a cool quote that I saw that made me go, "That's my keeper," and that was this quote right here. So Alison Becker said, "I will love Klopp for the rest of my life." That was like the quote originally, and then he went on to go on to say, as far as his Liverpool contract deal, he says, "I want to finish my contract here or make a new one. I am really happy here." That was really, really, I thought that was really great to hear, considering, you know, we're bringing in we've already brought in this third keeper, the Georgian. He's still on loan, I understand, but we have a very comparable keeper in Kelleher as his deputy. It was very, very nice to hear, though, that Ali and Liverpool are simpatico, I guess you could say, be the best word to say. You know, like as in they are he appreciates being a Red, and it's not one of those things where, you know, it's like, oh, I want to go on and play and, you know, always accomplish my dream of going to Barcelona or Real, you know, something. It's nothing like that. He is happy where he's at, and he really wants, and he would the fact that he's saying, "I would love to finish his career, finish his contract, and make a new one here," is really, really cool too.
Or make a new
Or
one. So basically, what he's saying is either finish his deal or sign a new contract.
Yeah.
You know, 2 years. He's still got 2 years. There's no panic. I mean, apparently we don't need to panic about Mo and VVD and Salah. They're basically got 5 minutes left on their deals. So no need to panic about him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How's that lead? Does that make you happy, or does that make you like kind of like
pretty much,
feel a little easier?
Yeah, I love Alisson. Like, I'd love him to stay longer because obviously he's still going to be a good goalie in 2 years' time. Like, you know what I mean? Or whatever it is, a year's time. When's his contract up? I forget. Remember,
Two. Well, he's in his second to last year now.
Right. Yeah.
So next summer he'll have 1 more year left. But we don't have one of those, a lot of clubs have those options where they can trigger an extra year, or a player sometimes has an option like that.
Yeah.
But I think this is just straight up ends in 2026.
Fair enough.
So
But that doesn't mean to say we couldn't give him a new contract, like if things are going well, because if things go well, that's going to make him want to probably sign a new one. Like if he thinks he can stay here and win and be competitive in Europe again, like going to slot, that might like make him want to stay, like, and sign a new, like, be offered and sign a new contract. If he keeps performing the way he has performed since he's been here, you know, it'd be a big loss. Like whoever we bring in, that's really it's a big loss to lose Alisson, like, because he is so good, so hard to beat.
because like you were saying, like good to hear him. Like I was just saying, he's probably like I don't really expect it from any of our players, but he was like the last guy I was expecting to all of a sudden. Now sometimes it is the last person you expect, but to wake up one day and go, oh, did you see that thing? What? Oh, Alisson's agent is out, talking about wanting to go to Madrid or talking about he isn't the player I expected that from. You expect that from certain players at certain clubs. I was never worried about him coming out and kind of stamping his feet and trying to do a Coutinho and get a move to Spain or whatever it might be. So yeah, I think he's very happy. He probably doesn't want to move unnecessarily. So he was always someone I was very relaxed about. And yeah, again, not the kind of character that's going to come out and try and cause trouble for the club. Kind of, I'm going to go on strike to force through with that. Just the last kind of guy they're the last guy that's going to come out and do that.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see it. It's just one of those things that when you do get to see a player say, kind of put it at ease and look, I'm happy to play here. I'll do one or two things. I'll either sign a new contract if that's possible, or I'll honor my contract, not demand a move or something along those lines. I'm cool with that.
And he's aware he's aware of the other situations. He's aware of the fact that there's a load of noise now around players on contracts. So he's just come out and saying, look, I'm not going to cause any trouble here. I'm going to come out and say something super positive. So don't, because he knows there's enough, one, like, the way the media are now, one like slightly wrongly phrased quote from him and, there's another Liverpool player that's going to leave. He's probably acutely aware of the fact that we don't need another name added to the players who might leave list. So I think he's done the right thing and come out and said, look, there's no problem with my contract. 2 years left. Happy to be here. Happy to sign a new one. Next question. Move on. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, it's excellent he said this, to give a little bit of, because we are all worried, aren't we, about what's going on. So for him to say, yeah, I'm happy, don't worry about me, is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's crazy is that I've been looking to see where Rio is from, and I can't get one article that says where he was born.
Wikipedia will tell you where he's
born.
Sometimes
you can't find what you're looking for when you Google stuff, can you? And you're really specific in that what you're asking for, and it still won't lay it on you. You're like, what?
I know it's not trying to it's not trying to tell me anything. It's all just. It's almost as if this kid was just like born.
Does he have a Wikipedia page?
I just looked for Wikipedia. There's no Wikipedia for him.
I sort of assumed that he was a Londoner, although he might not be like West Londoner, like where Chelsea is, somewhere in London. I sort of assumed he came from.
Yeah, no, I looked up Wikipedia. I looked up his name.
I know.
It just all the information just starts to pop up about him being 15 and joining Chelsea. There's really no other information other than that. It's pretty interesting.
What's his second name?
And Nguma is Ngumoha. Yeah, if you can find something cool. I was looking on here. I wasn't finding anything. I was trying to answer Bernie's question from earlier. I'll tell you something funny too. So this was. Do you remember this quote when this came out, Lee? Do you remember this quote by Eric Ten Hag? He was talking about Pep and Klopp. And originally he came on to say, "I admire them both, but eras come to an end." And it was kind of brash a little bit to say,
Yeah. As much as I like to ride the man because he's Man United manager, I don't actually mind him too much when he speaks. Sometimes he's a bit weird, and that. But you'd expect him to say a lot of the things that he says, you know what I mean, as Man United manager. I don't actually mind him too much. Like when you do see him talking football, like, and a lot of the time, journalists do throw hand grenades at the guy, don't they? Like, they're looking for him to say something. It's the same for all managers. They were always doing it with Klopp. They were always trying to get Klopp to say something that he didn't want to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just funny because there's now being talks about the era that could end could be his own at Manchester United. There is really heightened talk about them going for Thomas Tuchel.
I thought Ten Hag was a good appointment when they appointed him. You know what I mean? Like I thought this could work. This could work. You know what I mean? But it's not looking great. It's not looking great. It's not over for him. It's not over for the man.
No.
But I did think it was a decent appointment when it was made. Initially the very first couple of weeks or whatever. I thought, because they might have found someone here at last. But it hasn't gone brilliantly. But it could have gone worse. You know what I mean? United have had worse times. Like they got the FA Cup, didn't they, in the 8th place?
Yeah. Birdie's saying, unfortunately, his era hasn't begun. Yeah. I mean, like it's the whole thing about it. It's like sometimes I like numbers, so I especially like the numerology stuff of it sometimes, and like. It's just interesting that this was the 3rd game, and this was now year 3 for Erik ten Hag. This was his 3rd game in the season, but it was also Slott's 3rd game in the season. A lot of threes in there. We ended up winning 3-0. End up being our 3rd win. It's a lot of threes in there. So it's kind of interesting to me when you see that kind of number being posted. And on top of that, it was I don't know if that probably wasn't the sole reason that our Irishman got the number right on picking the score, but he was keen on threes, the magic number too. But it could be.
Don't worry, folks. This hasn't turned into numerology and space magic. Yeah.
We had to bring on JK for that part. When we get into numerology and astrology and stuff. that's his forte.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was looking. His name is Rio Bas Ray Ngoma Adegun. But I can't find it. Can't find where he was born.
It's kind of crazy. That's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
There's not one for a very, very promising up and coming player. Thought you'd think so. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, his parents are Nigerian. I mean, there's no surprise there. That's not exactly an English name, but it all points to him being a Londoner.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, High Lord just brought it up too. Rio Bass Ray, and English with Nigerian background, and another left winger. We collect them like stamps. Yes, we do. Big up High Lord, by the way. Welcome to the show. It was funny though when I saw this. I admire them, but both eras come to an end. There was a quote by this like United Radar. It was like some thing on Twitter, and they dropped this fun fact, and this is why it was a funny fact. It's more of a funny fact than a fun fact. They dropped this fact of Manchester United remains the British team, I think he means, with the most decorated trophy cabinet. Now,
oh my God, that's
funny about that is that is I know. Before you guys jump,
what's funny about that is how bad the English is.
Okay,
I was gonna say what's funny about that is when you really keep it, it is not that way. We still hold the advantage over Manchester United, despite the fact of them getting some trophies in the last couple of years.
Shouldn't even be there. No one's asked second division, whatever. Bloody Charity Shield, whatever. Cup Winners' Cup, whatever. Cup Winners' Cup hasn't existed for 30 years, mate. One of them other crummy ones at the bottom. Never heard of it. Football, never heard of Super Cup and Club World Cup are there. Yeah, I'm being a bit flippant, like, but you know what I mean? The ones that matter, like the Champions League, European Cup / Champions League, even the UEFA Cup, you know, we've got 3 of them. They've only got 1. There's only 2 European trophies. We've got 9. They've got 4. You know what I mean? 9 is a lot more than 4. It's more than twice as many. You know,
I think they're trying to add. I think what they're trying to do is add the second division titles that are included in this one.
No, but sure, we have more than them. If you take out the you take out the Charity Shield is a match. It's not a trophy. It's a one-off game. There's a reason why when that game, as recently as the year 2000, if there was a draw in the Charity Shield, they just shared it. It's not a trophy.
Yeah.
It's a one-off game. It's an exhibition game for our charity. Now, I'd be saying that even if we had 21 and they had 16 and we had more than them, I'd say take the Charity Shield out. Now, the only ones that I count, and I know the only ones that the club count, because you can look on it, they have a thing in Liverpool called the Champions Wall.
The wall.
And you can look at the trophies that are on that.
Charity Shield up there to try and snatch 5 back on the numbers, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's nonsense.
You don't have to be a maths genius, do you, to know that, like, we're more decorated. I think everybody knows that. Like, even some might kid on that they don't. Even fans of not Liverpool or Man United will kid on that they don't. And they'll go, oh, isn't it that? No, mate, you know it is. You know it's us. You know it's us.
Forget the second division as well. It's the league, it's the Champions League, then it's the UEFA Cup, then it's the 2 domestic trophies.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. The rest are nice baubles and trinkets that go along with it. You know, other things like that. That's fine. But the real meat is the real stuff that matters, the real stuff that they will crow about. We all know it's the league. Number 1, it's the league. That's it. I wouldn't care if we had 21 leagues and they had 20 and they had more of everything else other than us, apart from the Champions League, I wouldn't give a shit. As long as we have more league titles than them, that's all that matters to me.
You know, if they had 30, if they had 38 first division titles, like, and we only had 19, then I'd be worried, like, because we'd only have half, like, they've only got half the number of European Cups we've got, you know what I mean? So
the way they're going, who's going to win a league next? Us or them? Us. It's not them.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. But
yeah, the man appears to be suffering from an acute case of dyscalculia, which means he cannot count for toffee.
I mean, I've seen who's that? I don't think Marion's in the chat. She could back me up with this one because I know that she watches rants and bants every once in a while. And I hope that she's doing well, by the way. If you are just like, you know, laying back.
Didn't sound too nice. That.
Yeah, I hope that your feet are feeling better.
Too nice. But that's a bonus, what Halo is saying there. I didn't notice that. He's saying what isn't mentioned is that Chelsea reacted with anger, especially John Terry, when we lured Rio to our club. That's worth an extra bonus 20 points. That
is an extra.
If you can wind up John Terry anytime, any day, yes, please, I'll do it.
Yes, please, and I'll have
any other players he particularly likes. Any other players he particularly likes there, go and get him.
Is he like behind the scenes at Chelsea? Is he Terry? Is he there?
You know he shows up every day in his training kit, going hanging around and looking for. He does. He's John Terry. He's still showing up, having coffee as if he's still one of the lads. It's like, John, you know, you don't work here anymore. Or Gavna, or boys. Parked in the disabled, and he's parked in the disabled bay. He's parked in the disabled bay outside.
What really helped him as a player, in my eyes, was to play with Marcel Desailly for a while. And he did, you know, play with Marcel Desailly for a while. And then after Desailly was gone, like, he sort of, like, took over as their main defender, didn't he? Like, but he had good partners. Like, he always had good partners. But playing with Desailly and learning from Desailly was massive for him.
Him and Ricky Carvalho, that was what they built their... I think they had that. They had him and Ricky Carvalho, and they had Petr Cech in goal. And I think they had that one season under Mourinho where they conceded 15 goals. Yeah. That was it. All season. 15 goals conceded. Like, they were good back then. But Yeah, I would have run him over with a bus if I'd seen him any day of the week. John Terry to say, no, that guy just pure
If you check
Chelsea,
box, if you check
pure
box.
Chelsea. Everything is everything about Chelsea distilled into a footballer. That's John Terry.
Well, hopefully in the
Uh,
same way that he learned from Marcel Desailly, Kwanzaa will learn from Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, it ain't no joke, is it? It ain't no
ain't no joke.
myth. Like to have like Bernard, or not Bernardo. Oh, I've forgotten his name. How could I have forgotten his name? Silva, the Silva that they had at
Bernardo
Chelsea for the
Silva?
last
Yeah.
6 years. No,
Mm.
not Bernardo. No, the Silva, the centre. The
Oh,
centre
this
half.
Silva. This Silva. Oh, okay.
No. The Silva that was at Chelsea, the centre half.
Yeah.
Not
Well, I know
the
you're talking about.
Silva. No,
Not,
what's
no
his
Bernardo, I know.
David Silva.
name?
No,
No,
what was he? David. I don't know. What was that one?
No,
What was the
no.
curly hair?
the fucking
David.
Brazilian centre
The
half.
Brazilian that just retired. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, he went back
Thiago.
to Brazil.
Thiago.
Thiago Silva. Yeah, Thiago Silva. Like he's been there for 6 years. Well, I mean, if they had given any of the centre halves that they bought more than 5 minutes at the club without buying another one for 70 million, someone might have learned off him. But I don't think anyone has. You know, you have a guy like that there for years. You need people to learn off him. Yeah, they bought Fofana, Batashile, that other guy that they bought this year. They wanted another centre half. They still have Caldwell, all of those people. And Thiago Silva was the only one that stayed there in the middle all the time. I think he went back to Brazil, yeah.
Yeah.
Chalobah, they want to sell him, right? Aren't they? Want to sell Chalobah? They like because he's one of those guys. I actually for half a second didn't mind him because I saw him when he scored his first goal in the league for Chelsea, or his first goal, and it was like watching. You could tell it actually meant something to him, and they've been trying to sell him ever since. Like the guy nearly lost his mind. He was nearly crying with how much it meant to him to score. You know, the childhood club, all that coming up through the ranks. And they've tried to sell him every day since because he's pure profit. That's just what they do to those kids. These kids that come up and they actually want to play for the club, like they would run through a brick wall to play for that club, and they do for 20 grand a week, and they're just as good as some of these guys they're bringing in for 80 million and giving 200 grand a week that don't really give a shit. Like they'd be off to Barcelona next week, or they'd be off to Real or Inter Milan if they were given a better contract. And these guys that actually want to be there, the likes of Conor Gallagher, they're just literally shoving them out the door to try and make money off him. Tomori, Tammy Abraham, all the same.
Yeah. The loan situation is pretty crazy in Chelsea as well. Or was pretty crazy the way that they were just basically rinsing and repeating these players, just sending them all over the place, never really allowing for them to like leave, and
never intending for them to play in the first team, even just to make turn them a human kind of machine. Like I don't know what would you got, human kind of investment almost. Like bring it in like a racehorse, train it, make it better. Never actually run it for yourself. Sell it, and then sell it to a different trainer for twice what you paid
for price.
So you've done some work on it. And he can go and try and win races with it. But you only want, you're not interested in it, but you buy it up and you'll stable it basically for 3 or 4 years, and then sell it for twice what you got it for, 3 times what you got it for. Never intending to make it, give it a career, give it a chance, anything like that. But then you waive these checks and these contracts in front of players, and you've got agents as well, good agents, bad agents. Some of the bad agents are like, take the money, do this. I mean, and that's people ask, how are they able to do this and that? It's because they do stuff like that. They have all these randomers that you've never heard of that they sell for like 5, 8, 10 million more than they bought them for. And all of a sudden they brought in 80, 90 million. And it's just by doing that over the course of a couple of years. It's like a factory.
Yeah, I was. I'll tell you what's a factory is these beatdowns that we've been giving the Liverpool's been giving Manchester United.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got something else on the screen here. I just noticed that. Right.
Yeah. Definitely, I know that a lot of people will recognize that last year's results aren't included in this because last year's results were kind of an anomaly when you do look at the last couple of times that we've really, really done. We've had in the last few years, we have really, really handed it to them. Whether it was the 5-0, that was the one where actually we were talking about this backstage. That was one of Keita's, probably one of Naby's best games, was that 5-0 win at Old Trafford, where Pogba got the red card, I believe, right? For actually reckless tackle. That was just.
It's a nasty one. That one, it's spiteful.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, that was
getting that much of a hammer, and like he couldn't bear it. Cause I actually understood it. I understood it, like, and you can actually feel for players when they're getting such a hammer. If we ever got hammered like them at Anfield, but by them at Anfield in that manner, mate, I want one of our players to do that.
Right. Yeah, we ended up hosting them for a 4-0 beatdown at Anfield. Then we had another 7-0 victory at Anfield. Obviously, that's the infamous 7-up game. And then we've beaten them 3-0 twice now since that 7-up game, 3-0 at least. And yes, they've had their victory here or there against us since that 7-up game, but it really hasn't been doing too well for them.
If they ever beat us at Anfield in that manner, I mean, even when they were very, very good, they only beat us by the odd goal in 3 usually, or maybe 1-0. The odd.
Yeah.
I can't even remember losing 2-0 to United at Anfield when United were dead good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just can't remember many. I can't remember us conceding many goals, and we'd certainly scored at least one if we conceded a few. We wouldn't not get on the score sheet. So this is terrible for them to see scores like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for them on their own pitch.
Yeah. We've had in the last few years, we've had no losses in 11 matches. We've had no goals conceded in 3 matches as of late. First to score in 9 out of 10. First half winner is 8 out of 10. Manchester United has usually less than 4.5 cards. 9 out of 10 games, they have less than 4.5 cards. I don't know if that's really great to talk about. What else is there? Some funny stats. Yeah, head to head, 5, 6, and 9. Pretty decent right there. Pretty decent.
I'll tell you what I hadn't seen until earlier on, where Salah come onto the Old Trafford pitch after the match for an interview, because like Slot had been on, and there was Daniel Sturridge, Roy Keane, and the Sky presenter. Mm-hmm. And while I was listening to it, I was looking at the comments people had made on it, like, and they were saying about Roy Keane's annoyance with Sturridge because he was buzzing off like the match.
Yeah.
And he was going to Mo, he was buzzing with Mo. And they were right, the people who left them comments. I was looking at him and he was pulling some faces. He made them vexatious, to say the least.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah, I saw a great clip of I had the picture, but I'm not going to include it today. But Sturridge was over in America, and he was practicing with I believe it was the Seahawks, the Seattle Seahawks, and or it might have been the Texans. It might have been the Texans actually, and he was kicking field goals for them. He had all the American football equipment on, the helmet and everything. He was kicking 40, 45-yard field goals. He's got to work on his approach, but he was banging them. He was definitely banging those field goals. I was going to bring up this guy right here who was much maligned coming into this season. A lot of people were making this a make or break season for this player. I don't know why it would be necessarily make or break for such a young player, but this individual really, really was. This is brought out by Sky Sports. Was a real difference maker with this play. I know a lot of people were really, 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 really hurt that he didn't score that 4th goal for us. Basically, when he had a chance. Look, that Manchester United player definitely threw his whole body in front of there. It wasn't as easy of a attempt as some of us might look at it. It was a very
He still should have scored it though.
Yeah, he should have scored it.
He should have scored it. Should have scored it. He doesn't need a defense counsel. You should have scored it.
All right.
No, I'm just saying. Ask the guy himself.
That's my MO, man. That's my.
I know, but just ask Dom. He'll say, "Yeah, I should have buried that, mate." Why you asking me? Yeah, come on. But it's not. It's
yesterday,
not,
not yesterday, but
it's not a criminal offense, you know.
No. Well, some were acting like it was. But against United, he had the most distance covered. He had 11.7 kilometers. He had the most sprints. He had 24 sprints that he completed. He had the most possessions won.
James Miller. Sorry, James Miller is somewhere now laughing at his 11.7k.
Yeah,
he's like, dude, I do that in a warm up. What do you mean 11.7k? Yeah, he's like, it wasn't back in my day. It was 13 minimum.
Yeah.
That is,
possession.
I mean,
he's now the. I don't think they do the comp. They don't do this. They don't do the whole lactose test anymore. I don't think. But
they do the fitnessy test. They do the who wins it thing anyway. Whatever, but they still grade it because players like to be the guy that wins. So there's some version of like, so there's always like a winner, as it were, of preseason. Right. Yeah, the lactate. I think it's basically don't measure lactate in the same way. It's just. I think it's colloquial. It's just they call it the lactate test, but it's just. We used to do it. You see that thing in the school. It's like everybody calls it something else, but you'd stand on a line and then there'd be like a noise from like a speaker, it'd be like beep, and you'd have to run to the line. And when it beeps again, you run back. The bleep test, we used to go, but the beep would get faster and faster and faster, so you'd have less time. So it's that version. It's just that thing extended out.
No, I don't think we have that here in America.
Yeah, and you drop out. Like basically, what you do is you would drop it. You could drop out whenever you wanted. So like you'd run. It'd be like basically a 10-meter sprint, and you'd get to the line the first time, and there'd be like 5 seconds before the beep would go again, and you'd jog back up. But then by the end, it'd be like beep, 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 and it gets faster, and everybody drops out that doesn't make the line. So there's always like a winner at the end of it. There's always one guy that can keep up with the speed of it. So that's the way we used to do it. But now they do it. They measure everything in your body and all of that.
I don't think we have the Presidential Fitness Award, or I don't even know if we do that anymore. But it used to be like you have to do we had to do like you have to run a mile in a certain time, and you have to do a certain number of either pull-ups, or you have to do the one that was really hard. That was definitely is you have to do the peg test, where you'd have to go to the pegboard and you have to like put the pegs in. You have to climb the pegboard. You do that. I don't know if you do that or not, but you have to complete all these certain different things.
But you don't have a version of basically is that timed sprinting thing? You don't have a bleep test like they do that.
No, I don't know. That's why I was saying the closest thing we have.
You've never seen that where you run from a line to a line and the beep gets or there's even a guy with a whistle, and every time he blows the whistle, you have to run back. Okay.
No, not necessarily
it's
like
a killer, man.
There's stuff. Killer. I guess there are things similar, like as in there's basketball.
There'd have to be. There'd have to be something similar.
They call them 6-4-6s, which are tough. 6-4-6s are like you got to run from the end line to the foul line, to the end line, to the half line, to the end line, to the other foul line, to the end line, all the way to the other end line, and then back. And you have to do that you have to do that. They call them 6-4-6s because it's like 6. You have to do it like 6 times, 4 times, and then 6 times again. It's not easy. That's usually when you get in trouble, or you've probably done something wrong, and your coaches are punishing you when you have to do those things. But yeah, I don't know about that. I'll look. I'll ask my.
Just Google the bleep test. If you Google the bleep test LFC, you'll see what I mean. They just run back and people it gets quicker and quicker, and if you can't handle it, you drop out. So it's always it's got that whole last man standing.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's that's literally the whole point of it. Is it has a last man standing.
Last man standing. I got you. No, I don't think we had a last man standing type thing.
Yeah,
but I'll double check. Yeah, I'll double check. I also wanted to complete the stats for Dom were 10 possessions won. That was also first in the match, and also first with 3 chances created. Dom has definitely enjoyed his new role with the team, and I think he's really going to change some people's opinion on him. I know he got a lot of early praise last year, and then it kind of fizzled out a little bit. I know there were some people that were putting some really crazy nicknames for him. Okay, since he wears the same number as a certain individual, a certain legend of our club. But Dom's pursuit and what he's going to do with this club is his own journey, and I'm really looking forward to see what he does with it. He's a talented player and a very fit and
misused last year.
Say one more time.
Misused.
Misused. I didn't hear you. That's all. Cool.
Yeah, misused. Totally. I mean, different player because almost different player.
Yeah.
Different position, different role. Getting to see all the stuff he's good at. Tricky passes and all the nice stuff. I didn't buy him to be, we didn't buy him to be Endo Mark II.
Yeah.
What we wanted, we bought him because of the skills he has, not because he can run a million miles and work hard.
Yeah.
So let's get him into that more.
Let's get him into that more. Get him into what he's like, what he's really thriving in, and that is this new role for him. I'll tell you what I'd like to see too, and it's going to be very interesting. I think these are just Premier League games, by the way. I don't know if these are all their games or just if they're all like combined fixtures or just Premier League. But our 2 fullbacks, we were talking about this too. Our 2 fullbacks, there's the phenom that they are, the phenomenal run they've had, the absolute incredible feat of these 2 fullbacks that have definitely set a tone and a real high bar for all those that follow in their wake. For Liverpool is pretty incredible. They're now on Andrew Robinson has 300 games, Trent Alexander-Arnold 300 games, and 198 wins for Trent, 194 wins for Andy. Absolutely 2 incredible fullbacks. And it's great to see them back. We talked about, the new role of Dom. You could argue that this is a return of the roles that they had in getting a good number of these wins, which is these marauding fullbacks. Pretty incredible numbers there. Don't you agree, Lee?
It's been a while since we've had such a good pair of fullbacks at the same time. Probably go back to Rafa's era or something, maybe when we had like Arbeloa and Reeser or something like. Whoever those were at the time, you know what I mean?
Bennett.
Bennett great as well. Yeah, but it's the first time in a while that when Klopp came in and identified them 2 as his fullbacks, like that we'd had such a good pair of fullbacks. I mean, we'd had it many times in the past where we had a great pair of fullbacks at the same time, but not for a while. It's been a while, like, you know what I mean? We've been through some bad times, haven't we? Like with some bad fullbacks, like Cole and Chesky.
It's easy enough to pick up a half decent right back, but almost impossible to get a good left back if you're in it. If you can't buy good ones,
if you can't buy the best left backs, it's hard to find one, isn't it? Like,
we had a lot of. I mean, I'd like to know.
Even the clubs that can afford the best left backs they spend money heedlessly finding the best left back. You go through so many, you know what I mean? So many to go through. Look at the ones Chelsea had over the years, and look at the money that Pep started trying to find. It looked like Pep Guardiola gave up in the end and thought, sod it, I'll go with this so I don't have to find a left back because there isn't
exactly
one.
What he did.
You know what I mean?
I just quickly
half at left back, like, and get rid of the right back position.
Yeah, and he had he had Cancelo and he did some stuff.
Angelino, Mendy, friggin'
Yeah,
there was loads, wasn't he? He tried a few.
yeah. I'm just interested. I know your man hasn't put it up, so I'm not asking you, but I mean, they haven't both played 300 games for Liverpool exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just assuming it's like maybe the last 300 games, maybe.
It's basically
Unless,
like, yeah, it's not that they played the 300, as in they were trying to make
yeah.
it at the 300 game mark. They had
Oh, so
190.
no, okay. So in his first 300 games, he
Yeah.
has, and in his first 300 games, he has. Now I
Yes.
understand the way they're
Yeah.
doing. Okay. I mean, to be kind of to be 194 out of 300 undefeated
Mm-hmm.
would be good enough. But to
Mm-hmm.
have 194,
and I don't know how many losses and draws are in there too.
No, I know you don't. Well, there's 106 between them. So
well,
yeah,
I mean,
you know,
like I meant, like, what is the ratio?
Oh, I know you. No, I know what you meant. I know you. No, I'm just joking. But I'm just saying, like, if you had just gone like 194 undefeated out of 300, would be impressive enough. But to have 194 wins out of 300, and then so if you were to add on the draws there, that take that up to say maybe 250 undefeated out of 300.
Yeah.
You know, and that's even like I would have done that if I was putting that number together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would have played 300, lost 50.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is just as impressive. You know, I know bigger numbers make people happy, you know, so.
Right.
But I think because the undefeated number would be higher than 194. The same with Trent, like, but that's when you look at the amount of crazy individual records, and I know there'll be, like, if you dug into it, there'll be loads of people at Man City with similar, definitely. But if you look at like the undefeated Anfield numbers, if you look at the, you know, games without a loss consecutively, the likes of Van Dijk and Robertson and Trent have crazy stats in some of those, like we're saying, niche kind of records. But I don't see any change. Like I don't really know what we've done. I'd like to really get someone who knows, kind of, you know, without being a prick about it, exactly what they're talking about when it comes to what we're doing tactically. Because for me, what I can see, we have removed our most out and out defensive midfielder, which is Endo, and we brought in Gravenberch into that role, and we've somehow become defensively more solid. I don't know why we aren't. You know, where's all the space in behind Trent gone? Where's the issues that were there before gone? Like, and we become technically, you know, without a more defensive shield. I'd love to see a breakdown on how we've actually done what I think has become a more offensive team, and somehow looked way more defensively solid than we did at any point last season. I mean, we were calling this second half FC, or, you know, 1-0 down FC, all of that stuff, because we were giving up the first goal to Brentford, Sunderland, Luton, didn't matter who we were. You'd get an easy goal off Liverpool. Easy goal off us. And now we've basically brought on we've got a midfield three of Gravenberch, McAllister and Szoboszlai, and we look more defensively solid. We've still got Trent, we've got Robbo, we look more defensively solid. I'd love to see someone that can really kind of break it down, do something on that, because to me that's really what's intriguing me so far about this season, is that we've become, you know, almost, I don't know what to, like, just really predictably.
Oh, but I do have an update too on this stat. I just looked it up to make sure.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
for Robbo, that was, so it says here, Andy Robertson is the 13th Scottish player to reach 300 appearances for Liverpool in all competitions, and first to hit the milestone since Stevie Nicol in October 1990. So yes, it was Andy Robertson made his 300th appearance for Liverpool today, September 1st.
Against United.
Yes, against United.
Yeah.
He has won 194 of those games. The only player to win more of his first appearances his first 300 appearances are that individual above him, who is Trent Alexander-Arnold, 198. So that's what the statistic is from. Just a little context.
So you were saying at the start that he's the 13th Scottish player to play 300 games for Liverpool?
Yes, 13th Scottish player to reach 300 appearances for LFC in all competitions.
Okay. There you go, Lee. There you go. Who's the other 12?
Yeah, there you go. That's another. That is a good question.
You've already been given one. Stevie Nicol, you had that. So how many can you get? The other 12 that have played 300 Scottish players.
Scott, Hansen, Souness, Peter Cormac, maybe.
Certain Mr. Dalglish.
Ron Yates, St. John, Dalglish. Gary Gillespie, did he get 300 over the course of his career?
No way. Did he? He might
have. But he was injured a lot, Gillespie. We had him a long time. We had him like 8 years or something. 7 or 8 years. Well, Ron Yates would be one. Yeah, Ian St. John would be one. Dalglish, Souness, Hansen, Nicol. Maybe Peter Cormac. Yeah.
They were saying it was the first one since
that was his 500th club appearance, by the way, too.
Yeah,
for Andy Robertson, it was his 500th. Liverpool's first Premier League game this season saw Robbo earn his 500th club appearance, and today, meaning September 1st, marked his 300th appearance for Liverpool at Old Trafford. That is so impressive.
Yeah, but I think just to help out Nicol, or to help out Lee, what they were saying, like he's the first lad since Steve Nicol to do it. So I reckon some of these Scottish lads are like, Wilfred
they're like
Chamberlain,
the ones that are like way
from the
back
1890s and shit.
Yeah.
There'll be some Johnny McNichol or something like that. There's definitely a couple of those. There's definitely 2 or 3 of those lads maybe in it.
Yeah.
Because you're going back to definitely that era it's basically Souness and Nicol and Dalglish era.
Billy Little.
And there's nobody then up until Robbo. So everybody other than Robbo is pre-Dalglish era or Dalglish Souness era. So I didn't even know Ron Yates was Scottish.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. By the way, I see what's going on in the chat too.
Didn't Julian Dix play for Scotland? I know he didn't play 300 times for us, but didn't Julian Dix end up playing for Scotland?
I don't know, did he?
Fell out with Souness.
He was an awful signing, like, oh God.
Yeah, and do you know who recommended him? Do you know who recommended him to Graham Souness?
Who was it?
Harry Redknapp. We were talking about it.
Yeah.
The old boys club, the proper football men. That's Souness, Harry Redknapp, sitting down in a golf club somewhere, having met each other, in some posh golf club, doing a charity day, doing a thing with fans, and they're sitting down at the private bar afterwards. I need a left back, Harry. I need a left back. I'm struggling to find one. You should go for Julian Dix. You should go. Oh, really? Yeah, he's brilliant. You should go for him. He'll be just the man for you. I mean, the guy showed up drunk and overweight for training. Thanks, sorry.
What I was going to transition to was these 3 guys. It looks like a Quentin Tarantino movie, actually, them walking off the pitch together. But these 3 individuals are going to be, showing their true natures with their country. And giving their all and playing totally their Dutch sensations. I was gonna say though, I see what the chat was talking about. Chat was asking questions about the Ballon d'Or and how we haven't had Ali isn't how Ali, like we can't even get Ali on the list. We couldn't get We couldn't get Virgil van Dijk on the list, possibly as well.
Yeah.
I know I was talking about this with Lee. There could be an argument, even despite the fact that we didn't win any titles or win a league title or major title. That still, though, there were some very great big accomplishments made by our own players, whether it was Mohamed Salah last year or even Virgil van Dijk, who was very, very influential in that one title that we did win last year, and also led his team to a semifinal in Euros, and was named to the team of the year for England.
Mm-hmm.
There's
10 other people, and they weren't. There'll be 10 other people that won't be like. I don't really want to be
people. No, Brian. I know that you like to just bring it down the level, but I mean,
no. But I just think people. No, it's like people walk into a McDonald's and they're like, "Why can't I get KFC here?" I mean, I just think sometimes people have a complete misunderstanding of what the Ballon d'Or is. You don't win
a popularity contest, and I believe
but there's a rule to how you can win it, and you have to have won one of the major competitions. And everything you just said about Virgil van Dijk is true, and it accounts for probably the other 90 guys
for the nomination
on the list.
For the nominations,
yeah, there's 90 other people on that list who all had great seasons and won't win the Ballon d'Or.
I went over this yesterday though, because Harry Kane is on the list, and Harry Kane did not win anything.
Yeah, but he's on the list.
That's all we're talking about. We're not talking about winning the Ballon d'Or. We're just talking about being a nominee. He's not. There's no Virgil van Dijk. I think could have been a nominee, at least a nominee. I'm not saying that he's going to win it, but I believe that he could have a vested opportunity to be considered on as a nominee. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, but why would you have a bunch of nominees who can't win?
Because that's just part of there's 20 nominees.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them are going to win.
Yeah, so why not just put up the guys who can win? I mean, it's a list of players that honestly, agents are voting on this stuff. Managers are voting on this.
That's why I said earlier.
Yeah, so it's not. So stop it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like walking in somewhere expecting a fair thing. Like you're all making fair arguments about why people should be on that list, and then I'm saying but stop expecting that from the Ballon d'Or because you're not going to get it. Like stop expecting it to be a right and fair list. Because you'll just be disappointed every time.
I think it's 30 man.
It's a joke.
It's not even 20. It's 30. I think it's 30 man. 30 people.
That's the thing. But it's a joke. It's a joke. It's not. It used to be a serious award. It's not a serious award anymore. So it's like getting. It's not a thing to get really annoyed about because every single year, you'll have that conversation because they don't. Mm-hmm. It's not even a popularity contest anymore. It's kind of It's an in-house UEFA kind of.
The way that they break it down, they've changed the rules. I believe they've even changed them for this year as well. It used to be set up very differently for the Ballon d'Or. Now it's like three guys basically. I mean, I think last year was I want to say it was Drogba and some other player or something like that. It was weird. It was a weird setup that they changed the rules to, but they've adjusted and changed the rules on how they get the list, not even the nominees, but how they get the voting to count. It's different. It's different now, but I'm just trying to everyone's welcome to their opinions. The chat as well. You don't.
No, I'm not saying stop it. I don't mean they shouldn't have their opinion. No, I'm not saying they shouldn't have their opinions, but it's sort of like I'm saying, people kind of get every year people are surprised at this. It's like it.
Well, I was surprised that I was surprised. Yeah, I was surprised and kind of disappointed when, because I showed that picture earlier of when we had 7 nominees on there. I was surprised when Messi won that year over Virgil van Dijk. Messi won La Liga. He was one of the top scorers. He was incredible for La Liga. But I don't think that other than winning they didn't go. They made to the semifinals in the Champions League, and that year, talking about major accomplishments, Virgil van Dijk had won the Champions League. So, like,
which was the point?
I was just making a
that
point of it's a
credit,
weird circumstance.
Which was the point where all credibility for that award that was possibly left the building.
Yeah.
For anybody that still looked at it as a credible award, everything you were saying is correct, 12 man.
No, I get you. I've lost a lot of the Ballon d'Or. I lost a lot of respect for the Ballon d'Or when Virgil didn't win it that year.
Because
I lost respect for it. There could be an argument that he started to putter out a little bit, but I mean, there was a time I remember asking. We had a fan fest, and I got to ask the two Robbies a question, and I thought there was a year that you could have argued that Mo Salah could have won the Ballon d'Or. You know,
well, what did I say? We were saying it earlier on, and I said what it was like for 15 years. It wasn't the Ballon d'Or anymore. It was who's going to win it this year, Messi or Ronaldo. All they had to do was basically just show up for a year, and one of them was going to win.
Yeah.
Even though it was supposed to be at this and it was supposed to be at that. It was
first time in like over 2 decades that
that's what I'm semi
or
looking
Ronaldo has not been heavily involved in the final ballot.
They had to invent an award for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
FIFA the best award.
Yeah, they cancelled it when COVID happened, even though there was no reason to cancel it. They just could have just still done it. And Lewandowski would have won it, and he would have broken that duopoly, which was fair because he scored about 170.
Oh, you're talking about the Ballon d'Or, or you're talking about the FIFA award?
No, I'm saying they had to. What I'm saying is, when they in the COVID year, when they cancelled it, they cancelled the Ballon d'Or. They admitted that they shouldn't have cancelled it because there was no reason to cancel it. They admitted that it would have gone to Lewandowski. He would have broken that duopoly, and basically, to kind of fix that, they invented an award to give to Lewandowski. So that just shows you that how kind of built on nothing the whole thing is. That they just went, oh, well, we messed it up, so we've invented this one-off award to give to you. You know, it just, the whole thing is like, it's not corrupt in a kind of, you know, the worst kind of way, like it's worst kind of corruption. But it's just completely, it's, at this point, it's now meaningless. It used to mean something for someone to get it, you know.
I mean, there could still be an argument that
no, Ian, he's not.
R9. What?
Kevin Keegan won 2 Ballon d'Or. So I know Michael Owen.
About the Michael Owen.
Yeah, Kevin Keegan won the Ballon d'Or twice. He was at Liverpool and then at Hamburg. He won at Liverpool. Right, isn't he? Where's Lee?
I'm not contesting.
Is Lee gone? No, just where's Lee gone?
Asking Lee. Lee's on mute. Yeah.
He won the.
I was just gonna say there could have been an argument for R7 to be on that list again this year. It could have been, Ronaldo, but you know, he plays. I get that he plays in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but it's because he plays there. They didn't even win the league over there, I don't think.
But
I don't think I don't think his team are even that good.
I get he plays in Saudi Arabia, but he also played in the Euros too. So
no, but I'm saying no. I was just saying.
No.
Yeah, no. But what I'm saying is, I was just saying I don't think Ronaldo's team is even that good in Saudi Arabia, even though he's one of the big guys. I think it's Al Nassr or something. I think they're actually.
I think for him it was.
But anyway, they're not one of the big.
He scored 44 goals for Al Nassr and provided a further 13 assists and 45 assist appearances across all competitions. In the league, his goal ratio was even better, finding it at 35 times in just 31 matches. at the start of last season. He also helped them win the 2023 King Salman Club Cup for the first time in the club's history.
Oh, that's
He didn't do
definitely
well,
Ballon d'Or
obviously, for
worthy
Portugal.
stuff. That's definitely Ballon d'Or. Where give him another one. Definitely give him another one just for the old King Solomon Cup. Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, if you're
There you
getting
go.
on the list when you're playing in Saudi Arabia, then again, what little credibility it might have had towards it. Like, once you get to the semis,
Oh,
it's not. I mean,
what
if
did
we
you
need to
say?
talk about
No.
Saudi Arabia,
I wanted to just, no, Brian. All I wanted to talk about today was a little bit of the fact that there are some players out there that it was surprising that Ali wasn't even a nominee on the list, just like Honesty was saying. The chat was talking about it as well, so that's why I'm bringing it up. It's also, and also I would contend that it was disappointing to see that Virgil was not on the list as well, considering that the Dutch did not make the finals, but they did make a pretty decent a run in the Euros, something that making it deeper than most people really had the Dutch going. And also, I thought that he did have a excellent year last year, obviously, since he got nominated to the Team of the Year for us. I also have you got to come up with a name for it, but I also have a and B question, a or a what would you do question, I guess. We have to come up with some type of snazzy little title for this section or for these questions. But I have one for you, Brian, and I also have a question for Lee.
I have a question.
Oh, you have a question? Okay.
Yeah.
What's your question? You got it.
No, I'll keep it till later. Later.
Okay. All right. So, do you want to go first, Brian, or just Lee? Lee went first last time, I think, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
No, I think he wasn't ready, so you asked me.
Oh, I got you. All right. So I'll ask him the question. All right. This was the question. The question. I'm not going to do the one that had.
Oh no! Sorry, no. Last night he went first. Sorry, he did go first. You're correct. He did go first. Yeah, he did.
Okay. All right. So the question is this, and you in the chat, please do include yourself in this question.
Oh, I thought he won it with us before he went in. Sorry about that. I thought he won the seven. Yeah, I thought he won the first one with us. He won 2 at Hamburg. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Yeah, I was wait. I knew I wasn't like 100% sure.
Oh yeah, that's what that Lee was on mute when you were asking.
Yeah,
I didn't know, to tell you the truth, about those in the 70s. I didn't have that off the top of my head, but thank you, Ian, for that. Big up to you, by the way, Ian. Thank you for participating and contributing. I also big up Bonkers, by the way. I don't know if I said hello to Ian, but hello, Ian. Hello, Jimmy, by the way. Honesty in the house.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Some new people in the chat. Okay, here's your question, Brian. All right, you have to prioritize these. Prioritize it. Okay. And I don't know if you want to go as far as do the whole like, you know how they do the keep, loan, sell.
You can ask me the question.
Extend.
I don't know what the question is first.
I know. I'll get there. I'm just giving context. Extend, keep, or let go. Extend, keep, or let go. You have to prioritize these 3 players.
Well, you're saying you don't know if I want to do it. Is that like I might? Do you want me to do it that way? Tell me what way.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Extend.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep, meaning like he'll just ride out the contract, or let go, meaning like you're going to actively try to get something for him. Sell.
So
exactly.
sell. Yeah.
And the 3 players are Virgil, Mo, and Trent. You got to prioritize it. What would you do?
What if I had to prioritize? Like, do I have to go? Does one have to get Can I only like
One
keep
will
one?
have to. One would have to leave. Yep. One would
Oh,
have
so I can only keep one, and I can.
and you can only
So,
extend one. You can all of them. All of them technically you'll keep, or two of them you'll keep. Be
well,
keeping,
yeah, exactly. So that's 2 keeps.
but one you can actually extend their deal.
Yeah, but they all would be up in a year, so 2 would be going then.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about
In a year, right? One will be
yeah. So it
sold
doesn't
by
really work.
January. One will be.
Oh, so I
Two
have to
would be
sell
kept.
one in January. Okay, well
Right.
if that's to sell.
Extend, keep, let
Okay,
go.
so
Right.
okay, so I can keep one, which is extending,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can keep one until the summer, and then he
Right.
leaves on a free,
Right.
and I have to sell one of them in January.
Mm-hmm.
I'd extend Trent.
Wow. I'm trying. I'm only talking so because I don't want too much dead air. But go ahead.
No, you're gonna have because well, you asked this like it's not.
No, I got you. I'm not.
Oh,
You're
jeez,
good.
yeah.
You're good.
No, you can talk over. Yeah. So I'd be extending Trent's deal. Sell Mo in January because you'd probably get more money for him than you would in VVD.
Okay.
And then so VVD has to leave on a free. So
Okay.
I suppose I'd be locking Trent. I'd be locking Trent down. Yeah.
This is a tough call. It's a real tough call.
Then I'd sell. Yeah, I'd sell because if I have to lose one for free or sell one. So I'd sell the most valuable one, which is the Salah in January. And you can get like maybe 60 for him off a Saudi club, and then Virgil. It means you kind of keep your defense locked down, and hope our attack could kind of cover for Mo for 6 months. But yeah, only because Mo would be the one that you could get the most money for, and then assuming we would then spend that. But I mean, I'd rather not hobble the defense. You know, if we could keep the defense together, and then, like I say, hope the attack could kind of cover for Mo, rather than because I think that would be more. It would be more. What's the word? Kind of likely that the attack could cover for Mo being out, than we would say the defense being able to cope without VVD being there. Because I'm just thinking this on the fly. So yeah, I'd be keeping Trent. Getting the big money offer from Mo and keeping VVD and letting him walk in the summer. So yeah, I think that's that's not a nice situation to be in.
Stevie
really.
Nickel had the pleasure of answering that question. He was asked to prioritize it. I know, and he actually chose Mo Salah as his top priority. Actually,
He's letting Trent go then. Okay.
Yeah, he would.
No fullback love from Stevie.
No
Nickel.
fullback love.
No fullback love at
Stevie.
all.
Yeah, he had it as a Mo Salah.
People do tend to be harsh on their peers, though.
Yeah.
Like strikers tend to be more hard on strikers, or defenders tend to be more hard on defenders. He's not that good, or that kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah, I thought Stevie Nickel. I mean, you're not letting Trent go when you just consider the age profile of the players. Trent is the obvious one that you lock down.
Sure.
I think
makes sense.
It makes, to be honest, like so. But
that was interesting. I thought that was interesting. I wanted to see what your answer would be, or what the chats would be as well, because Stevie answered it really quick, and they actually pushed back to say, like, you wouldn't do exactly what you said, which is you wouldn't prioritize Trent as like the person you're trying to get extended, considering he's the youngest, and obviously the other ties to the club as well. And the fact of, the other guys are in their 30s. He was like, goals. It's all about goals.
No, he's true. Yeah, but I mean, Salah.
I'm just telling you what he said. Yeah,
I know. I'm not pushing back against you. I'm just like, we're all going to look stupid when he's still banging him in 2 years' time. 3 years time.
Yeah.
But everyone can't go on forever.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know it's not a nice one.
Yeah. That was an interesting question. I don't know.
So he said, hang on, Nichols said, extend Salah, right? And so
Yes, that was his
who was he
priority.
selling? Who
Yeah.
was he selling in the window? And who was he letting
Oh,
go
what
on
was
free?
I think his prior.
So his priority was to
who
keep.
was his second and third? I'm trying to think who he had.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So was he going to sell Trent in January?
I think he was kind of. I'd have to double check on that one, Brian. I don't want to misquote him. I'll tell you.
Oh,
I'll get the answer for you because I have I saved the episode, so I'll get the answer for you.
You should never ever misquote Stevie Nicol because he will show up at your front door.
Yeah, I bet he will.
And
I bet he will with his dog and everything. Yeah. I'm sure he will.
He'll headbutt you in the belly button.
He's quite short. There you go. Never would do that. And he's over here in America, so he could find.
He is, he's very excitable. I've seen him on American TV. He is very, very excitable.
Yes.
One might suggest that he's had a few coffees before he went on. Sometimes.
Yeah. There's questions in the chat here. It's going to say, yes, Jimmy. Soonest did say that about Trent. He thinks that Trent and Virgil van Dijk will leave the club and go to Real Madrid. Actually, that's Graham's assessment. And Ian also asks, what do people think will really happen? His gut feeling is that Mo and Trent will renew and VVD may leave. I just don't know where VVD goes, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like I just can't see VVD in a PSG kit. I can't see VVD. I'm not saying that he can't go anywhere and play elsewhere, but I just don't see VVD going anywhere in the Premier League. I don't see him going. Huh?
No, I'm saying it's hard enough. Like the worst thing to be every situation, like any year, is to be in a situation where you have one guy like this. Mm-hmm. A VVD or a Salah or a Trent that were in this scenario, and then everybody would be sitting around doing all these think pieces and videos about what's his that next destination, what's he thinking, We're trying to do that with 3 players right now.
Yeah,
trying to predict the possible futures, machinations, and all of that of 3 high quality footballers.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
like the amount of shit that's in play in this that we don't even know about. All we hear is the bits that get dripped out into the public. The amount of stuff that's going on behind the scenes here now will be immense. 3 of the biggest players in world football over the last 8 to 10 years. Salah, Virgil, okay, a little bit older, but Virgil's a centre half. Salah, and Trent is in his prime. These are box office names. So this isn't all quiet. This is like, they talk about the swan. All serene on the surface, but underneath the legs are going to minute. This is one of those situations. They're all saying, "Oh, we're cool, we're fine, we talk with this." Nah, man, this is going to be getting very, very touchy very soon, and I don't like it, and I don't want it because I don't like instability at our club. I don't care if you're coming or going, if you're leaving or staying, do it, but stability. Let's everybody know, so we all know we're moving together. We don't have any, not bad apples in the dressing room, but unhappy players in the dressing room. People who are like, nah, fuck this, man. I'm off to Madrid. I'm not dealing with these guys. Okay, just go then. Will you? Don't be telling everyone. Don't be sitting here complaining. Just fucking go. If you want to go and work for Disney, you're working for, Paramount now. You want to go and work for MGM. Just don't sit here in the office shit talking Paramount. Just go and fucking work for MGM. Go and work, go and take, but just go. Like, you don't need that, So I just want it all to be done properly and respectfully, whatever it works out. Mo, like I said, is a trooper. He's just said, look, even if this is my last year, I'm going out with a fucking goals record. Have this, have another one. He's on fire. He's a pro. He is not Virgil the same, which is why as soon as we got that little bit of pantomime stuff between Trent and Slot on the first day. It was like, no, cut this out. No more of that. We don't need that. This is no joke. Like, this is a serious operation. It's a serious football club. No, we just don't need any of that stupid front page, back page nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that out of it and just get your deals done or just move on.
Yeah, there's in the chat, it looks like a lot of people have an opinion as to what's going to happen. I saw Bernie say how Verge loves being the captain of LFC. Honesty says he feels all three will renew, but Trent will be the best paid player at Liverpool, and Liverpool wants Mo to be an ambassador for the club.
I'd agree that Trent would be, if not the best, at least equal with.
I could see something. I mean, this is just me just speaking like, football manager style football, talk here, but I could see them setting up something where he's not necessarily the highest paid player on the team, but he will eventually become the highest paid player on the team. Like as
he's going to get more than.
Yeah, he'll get like the increase on his salary will be a little bit larger every year to the point where he eventually succumbs Mo and Virgil.
But he'll walk in asking for 4. They'll walk in asking for 4.
Oh, you think? Yeah.
They will, yeah. They will.
Yeah, I think though I can see them settling on something a little bit south of 400,000, but
350.
It's still a lot of money. It's still a lot of money.
Oh, Mo money. I mean, I don't mean like Mo money, Mo problems. I mean Mo Salah money.
Mo Salah money,
yeah.
Mo Salah money.
I didn't mean Mo. I wasn't going on Jay-Z there. I got Mo money. I just
there you go. There you go.
Wage.
Well, shout out to Biggie right there from the Irishman.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what he's going to be walking in or looking for. Like, I can walk and looking at the watch.
Yeah.
Well, it's 8 months now. As of midnight, I can walk in 8 months. So how long do you want to drag these contract talks out for?
Yeah. I will get that. I will get the priority that Stevie used. I know though, for like I said, Mo Salah was his top priority on his list. That was what a lot of the conversation, the back and the surprise and the back and forth was on the episode. I also wanted to not let Lee get away without answering a question.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Lee's question. Lee's question is, who had the best?
Tracy Neville are sorry.
Oh yeah. No, we talked about what we talked about the Nevilles yesterday. Actually, I think you weren't. You already left backstage, but we were talking about the Nevilles yesterday. We were talking about a funny incident where it was the two Nevilles were representing Everton and Manchester United. They're in the hallway together, and they didn't even say one word to each other.
Yeah,
it was. Have you seen that clip?
Yeah. They're like trying so hard to be like, I'm not even going to talk to you. We're on different teams. Don't care if you're my brother. Not even going to talk to you.
Yeah. I could ask that one as a question. Because we're talking about reunions, and that's the question I'm going to be asking Lee, because it was funny in that we watched the next clip was when he had who was he playing? It was City when Schmeichel was the City's keeper, and he went up to he said hello to Giggs. Giggs said hello to him, but he went up to say hello to.
I know.
Yeah.
I know this.
Yeah. And Neville's like, oh no, can't have any of that. Can't be shaking your hand.
He almost does it on instinct or by instinct. He always does it by instinct.
Yeah, he turns like this. He's like, oh, yeah.
And then Schmeichel is just laughing. Schmeichel, if I remember correctly, Schmeichel laughs. He's just like, oh my god, are you always on? Are you always on? It's just he's got that kind of look on. It's just like, dude, come on.
It did make you say though. I could respect it a little bit in that there's a difference now with the way that players engage with each other. A lot of them are joking, they're jovial with each other sometimes before the games, They might even like,
Oh
you
no, I
know,
hate the hugs. I don't
yeah,
want
the
the hugs.
hugs
I
and the
don't want
friendship
the
and all that.
fucking Instagram kisses and all of that. No,
Yeah,
no, 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 no,
yeah,
no, no, no.
yeah. That wasn't the
No,
case
I
for that
want kicking.
situation.
I want kicking. I want dirty looks. I want all of that. I want,
Exactly.
yeah. No, come
You want
on,
what that
please.
picture? Remember that picture of Onana and and Bruno looking at you want that kind of like look,
Yeah.
from your players at their opposition. That's what you want. You don't want like, like yeah,
Man, like
butterfly eyes or
I,
whatever you call them.
man,
All
I
happy.
played fucking, I played five aside, right? For 4 years, I played five aside, where like the 10 or 11 were literally like some like most of them were my best friends, not just like
Yeah,
randomers, like most of my best fucking friends. So obviously each week I'm going to be playing against five of my friends, right? I'll fucking smash you.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I'm not
yeah,
fucking for
yeah.
one
There you
hour
go.
or sometimes even an hour and 20 minutes.
There you
I know
go.
it's five aside, but I'm good at like if I'm not going to smash you intentionally, but
Yeah,
you're the fucking enemy for that
yeah.
time. I mean, there's us and there's you.
If
I'm
you
not going to
guys
hurt
haven't,
you, but
yeah, if you
how
guys
can you?
haven't in the chat seen those clips, please do. They're funny clips. Ali can attest. We watched them together yesterday. They're pretty funny clips. But we're talking about reunions. That's what the question is related to. And they're talking about the best reunions in Premier League history. Who do you think had the better reunion from these two individuals? Henri with Arsenal or Rooney with Everton? Who do you think had the better reunion?
What do you mean reunion? Like what reunion?
They rejoined.
Rejoin the
Henri
team.
joined
Rejoin the team.
Arsenal on
Yeah.
loan from Barcelona, I think.
Wasn't aware he
And
did. Don't remember that.
yeah, exactly. So I think that answers the question there. And then Rooney rejoined Everton just before he retired. I think
Yeah, don't remember that either.
yeah, after yeah. So, well, I mean, that just shows how impactful they were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those eluded me. Those two things eluded me. Henri and
Yeah, yeah.
that's news to me, mate. That either of them came back.
Which manager was it that brought him back to Arsenal? It was, I think it was still Wenger. I think it was still when Wenger was there. Yeah.
Must have been Wenger.
Um,
Don't remember that.
and Rooney went back to Everton.
Honesty's giving you a little help here. He's saying Rooney was the better.
Oh, Henri was at New York Red Bull. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. So and Wenger, it was Wenger. Okay, right.
I
Red
remember it now vaguely. He was at New York
Yeah.
Red Bulls, yeah, and he come back, yeah. Sort of come back, yeah.
I think it was a
He was not in. Maybe you don't
6 month.
remember it because when he came back, I believe he wore the number 12. He did
I'm
not
not sure.
wear.
No, I don't think that's why he doesn't remember. I don't think it's a numerology issue here. I just think Lee missed that one, basically.
Yeah, no,
Some
I do.
people had issues.
I don't blame
Some
you.
people I saw had
mention,
issues with. They were talking about this reunion, and that was one of the issues. Is that
Well,
he didn't wear the number 14. He wore the number 12, and it kind of like didn't. It
really?
just didn't set right that he was back with Arsenal, but yet he's not in his iconic number 14.
Brian had to jog me memory there by
That's
mentioning
weird.
New York, whatever they are, Red Bulls or something. I do remember him going there, and then this like brief return thing, this slight return of his.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can remember it now. But off the bat, I was just like, no, I've never heard of that one. But I do remember it now, yeah. I remember reading the article in one of the dailies, like, in the paper years ago.
Okay.
But I don't remember Rooney now. I've got no memory of that. Did Rooney come from bloody, I don't know, Derby or something? Like, where was he? Where he come back
He
to?
might have been in America as well. That might have been from.
I think he was with the I think he was
DC.
with the I think he might have been with American. He was with DC United.
DC United. Well, he was at DC and then he went back to DC. So I think if you had to push me to guess, I would guess that he was at DC, came back on loan to Everton for a short period, and then went back to DC because he ended up managing DC at one point.
Right.
So I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't know. Can't even like that would have been. It wasn't fucking Ancelotti. Who was after Ancelotti? that could have been. I can't even tell you what manager brought Rooney. I couldn't even guess. There's been.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
it wouldn't have been.
Well, you want me to do a quick follow-up question?
Do you have any? Do you have any stats?
One more article. I do want to have one more news article, or at least news blurb that was released recently that I wanted to get into before we end the show here. We're almost like 11 minutes out from the 2-hour mark.
Marco Silva.
Nolante saying it was he believes it was Marco Silva.
That's fair enough. Yeah, that sounds right time-wise. Definitely time-wise. But I'm just wondering, do you have? It will be interesting. I mean, because I know both of them basically did nothing, which is why nobody remembers it, and it was a long time ago. But it'd be interesting just to see the stats on, like, how many games they both played and did they score any goals.
I know,
and that
I know Henry. Henry scored, as Honesty says, he scored a goal in a cup game. Actually, I don't know if it was an influential goal or not, but he said he did score when he came back.
So that's one we've got. That's 1-0 to Henry at the moment, I suppose.
Right, 1-0 to Henry in the race.
He scored a winner against Leeds, and so it was worth. That makes it worth it. No, never go back. Fowler was the same. Fowler, like, I couldn't believe it when we brought Fowler back. I would say, oh yes, and then it was just like, maybe not.
Oh, that's what it was. Nolante gave. Big up Nolante, by the way. Big up. He's saying that
against the Leeds.
Henry scored in his first game back, winner versus Leeds in the FA Cup. And Honesty is saying Rooney scored from the halfway line for Everton. Wasn't that?
Oh, that was way back in the day.
That was way back.
That was like, yeah. Or maybe there was one actually when he went back. He might be right. But Nolante answered the question I was wondering, because I knew Henry was like, I was saying he was only 6 months. I knew it was a short-term thing. He was only there 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was because the way you have that overlap where, like, the American season is finished for a while and he could actually come and play.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why he was there for, like,
was there
it wasn't even a half a season.
Something for Wenger? Did Arsenal have
I think they were just shit. I think they were just shit, and he wanted to.
That'll work.
It was a PR. It sounds like more like a PR move than it was.
The Fowler comeback thing was weird right at the end of Rafa's. No, not right at the end, but close to the end of Rafa's reign. It was a weird one. But he held his own. He scored a few goals and got involved in some play and that, didn't he? It was good to see him back. Obviously, it wasn't the old Robbie, he diminished somewhat.
Yeah.
It was good to see him back, wasn't it, at the time? You know what
I mean? Interesting.
Yeah, Nolante is saying that his goal was against, he believes it was against West Ham, actually.
Dates, Nolante, dates.
Yeah, I don't know when it was, though.
Well, it was when Rooney still had his own hair, and it wasn't like a sew-on job.
Yeah, but even when he got that transplant, do you remember when he got the transplant? He went way early. He got that Timu transplant. It's just like he had it done, and it's like 6 months later, he had fully grown in, and it was still, dude, you're still.
It's like bald. A chia pet. It's like, remember this?
Still bald.
Remember
as soon as it got wet, it disappeared.
Chia.
The Bulgarian goalie, Bobby Mihailov, he was in USA 94. That's when he comes to prominence in Bulgaria's great run in USA 94. And then he played for Reading, and he had this. And it was just the idea of him as a goalie jumping around with this thing flapping around on his head.
He had a wig. He basically wore a wig. He was basically a goalkeeper wearing a wig in a football match. Wow. Absolute madness, man. The 90s, you cannot beat the 90s.
This last bit of news,
kids men are big kids, aren't they? So things like that are bloody hilarious, a goal kick. Because you never would have saw it years ago. You had Bobby Charlton with that bad comb.
Oh, that comb, Jesus. Is there a good comb over?
The Clippers should have come out for Bobby Charlton, but at least it was his hair. You know what I mean? It did belong to him.
Bonkers got it, by the way.
I mean, we've got a pushback, and Elante said it was Marco Silva. Bonkers says it's Ronald Koeman. So I mean, we've got a fight on in the chat here. We didn't want to be one of those
Yeah, we'll have
drama
to check
channels.
it
We
out.
didn't want to be one of those drama channels, but we've got people fighting in the chat here.
No.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I
no,
just
that's
think it's
Coolman sounds more like the kind of
yeah. As
guy.
you can tell by my voice, I'm from Liverpool, and I've lived here all my life, but I just
Oh,
don't
okay.
remember Wayne Rooney coming back to Everton.
Look
Don't
at
I
this.
thought
remember.
you were our Scottish correspondent.
Big up to Nolante. Big up to Bonkers. Big up to Bernie. Big up to Jimmy. Big up to Ian as well, dropping little bits of knowledge for us in the chat. Nolante's saying that it was 2017 was the half line goal, and they were at
Yeah, so he
home.
scored one when he went back then. Yeah, so I was thinking he did score one when he went back.
Yep.
But what you see, what we're missing now is Norm, because Norm would have happened to just been at least one of
Yeah,
those
Norm would have
games.
probably been at the game or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it was an Everton game, he would have just happened to have tickets or something. He would have been there.
Yeah. Or maybe, you never know. Maybe if Lee's dad was here, in the chat, he probably would have known what game it was himself.
No, my dad's memory's terrible.
Okay.
My dad's memory, like, absolutely terrible.
Okay. The last bit of news I wanted to bring up here is something that I'm sure some.
Can I talk about Aston Villa before we go as well?
Yeah, sure. Let me just get this last bit of news.
Yeah,
out.
you do but just when you're finished yours, I just want
Sure. It's a quick blurb, and it's something I want everyone to remember is going to be happening. Something that some individuals that happen to wear blue don't want you to kind of be focusing on, but documents including details of Mancini's contract suggest Manchester City made secret payments outside of the Premier League's financial regulations. Allegations hint at backdoor methods to bypass profit and sustainability rules, or at the time of the actual allegation, it was FFP. So
that story came out at the time.
Yeah.
Even
the hearing by independent disciplinary commission into Manchester City's 115 charges, or the 115 alleged breaches of Premier League rules, starts this month, according to a report in the Times in August. The case is expected to take 10 weeks, 2.5 months. The case is expected to last, with a verdict in the first few months of 2025. That is what I want to make sure that we all keep a diligent eye on, and don't allow for these citizens to forget it, because I know that
I'm encouraged by that.
Yeah. There's a lot.
I'm encouraged by that because you that one, like that Mancini story, that came out at the time it was happening, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's when they were being shady from day one, instantly shady.
Well, yeah.
They were like, we want to pay Mancini $4 million a year. It's like, well, the most you can go to is 2.5, and they're like, why? And they're like, because there's these things called rules.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, can we not just break those rules? They're like, that's not probably a good idea because you get caught and they'll do stuff. Oh, okay. So you have to hide shit over here. Yeah, you have to hide shit. Oh, okay. How about we invent a job for a company that doesn't exist, and we pay Mancini $1.5 million a year to be employed by that company? Is that okay?
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. You can do that. No one will ever find out about that if you're clever about it. Okay, cool. Let's do that. So, and everyone found out within about 5 minutes because they're fucking idiots, right?
Yep.
And everyone knew exactly what they were doing. And it came out in the Italian papers because Mancini is Italian, and even though Italy has a massive reputation for corruption in certain areas, they are also one of the most fiercely anti-corrupt countries on the planet when it comes to people who fight corruption. And when people find out about dodgy payments to Italian people, if they can put it in the paper, they will. And they found out, and everyone knew Mancini was getting paid. So they were doing that from day one. So that massively encourages me that shit is still being held up. that
Mhm.
people complain about this stuff, and I know it takes a really long time. But if somebody did something to me that involved them ripping me off and extorting me and committing fraud against me for 10 years, I
Mhm.
wouldn't want to find out that the people that were charging them had put together a case in a week. I'd be like, dude, how can you put together a case in a week? This is like 10 years of shit. They were like,
Mhm.
don't worry, dude. We got no. I'm like, dude, you need to be spending more time on this.
Yeah, you need a
I'm
big,
fine
yeah,
with that. There's a lot to this. It's
fine tooth
very
comb.
complicated
Yeah,
and you can't get it wrong. You
right,
need to get it right. So spend as long as it takes to get
right.
everything right so that when you do get these
It's
slimy,
airtight. Yep.
greasy little, very rich lawyer type people into court, that you have them locked down as much as you can.
Yeah.
Yet you don't want them to find out, oh, yeah, well, we had a look at it, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. No, man, you need to do this properly. So I'm fine with that. And the fact that these Mancini things are still being brought up,
Mhm.
that's great because that just shows you that they're bringing this right back to day one. They said, look, they've been doing this stuff since the minute they walked in the door. And as soon as they realized that, oh, this is England, you can't blatantly cheat. You can cheat, but be discreet about it.
Yeah.
And then they started doing stuff. I mean, the guy that owned them before the Abu Dhabi bought them is in prison now. I mean, he was the prime minister of Thailand, and he ended up in prison. He was the previous owner. I mean, do you think they don't like they didn't take over a clean ship? So
Yeah.
that stuff probably goes back even before that.
Yeah. It could have easily
So,
been also. I mean, we could have been talking about there's other clubs that they thought about buying other than City. So
oh, thank
yeah.
God, man. It could have
So
been us.
yeah.
DIC wanted us. DIC,
It's the
Dubai
same. It
Investment
was the same
Capital.
for Roman when he
Yeah.
could have easily bought the Spurs rather than
Well,
buy
well,
Chelsea.
he was looking at clubs and he looking at Spurs,
Hmm.
looking at lots of different. But Chelsea got Champions League, so he bought Chelsea.
That's what Bernie's
So
saying too. By the way, that's
yeah,
what he's
whoever got Champions League, he was that was going to make up his mind,
saying.
and they managed to get it under Ranieri. I think under Ranieri, finished second under him. I think.
I don't know if they're going to have also. I don't know if they're going to have cameras in the. I know that England's very different when it comes to putting cameras into the courtrooms and
Oh, they're not courtrooms though. That's
or
the thing. They're not courts.
or
Yeah,
arbitration
they're
rooms,
private.
whatever
Yeah,
you
yeah,
call it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're not. That's not. No, no,
So
they won't. That won't be televised. Don't worry. The only thing they televise in England is things that are actually public. So they're like House of Commons commissions, like the actual super important stuff that's to do with the public. But anything that's no, they just don't. That doesn't get televised. People sit there and write it all down. Tell you afterwards, but no, they don't put cameras there. That's not an issue for me. I just want to know what the verdict is and
yeah,
get it done as quickly as possible.
yeah.
There'll be public
Just,
galleries so people can go and look at court cases. But yeah, it's no. But the thing about Aston Villa, I think is really really disappointing. I just want to bring up they obviously qualified for the Champions League, and their fans are up in arms because they put out Champions League ticket pricing where they
mhm,
put up their prices from the minimum at 67 to 97 pounds to watch Aston Villa play a home game in the Champions League,
mhm,
which is more expensive than the UEFA mandated maximum away price at 50. So it
right.
would be cheaper to go and sit in the away end at Aston Villa as a fan, as a home fan, than it would be to actually watch your own team play. And I was looking into it, and there's this guy called Chris Heck, is his name. He's basically their Michael Edwards or their whatever. He's their kind of head of football guy. You got Wes Edens and this other guy whose name I've forgotten about. Wes Edens, I think he's the American guy, and there's another guy. They bought Villa and basically kind of like done this brilliant job of making them into this, but they've hired this moron apparently called Chris Heck, who decided that this was a good idea. And last season, right? They had a fan, like a fan vote to decide on the new badge. They were changing the badge, and so they put it open to their fans. Great idea, right? Everyone, that's brilliant. So all the fans get to choose, and so all the fans chose a badge. And this guy Chris Heck said, "Yeah, I don't like that," and picked his own one. So basically, changed the club's badge to the one that he wanted and not the one the fans owned. And then he also he posted the club's new kit launch on his own private Instagram before it been officially launched on the club's own website.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of, like, this guy is someone I'm going to be keeping an eye on, because £97 for a ticket to watch your own club. And the third thing he did, which is absolutely amazing, is he increased the corporate capacity at Villa Park, and to do so basically deleted a couple of hundred season ticket seats. So people who had season tickets for 20, 30 years got a letter in the post saying your seat doesn't exist anymore, because they wanted to put in corporate. I mean, when just look around, when you're looking for good owners and bad owners, look around, because this is some of the guy. Like, this guy is, I don't know. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine Lee, a season ticket holder, getting a letter from LFC saying your seat doesn't exist anymore because we've increased our corporate area? Soz. I mean, what are you going to do? Kind of thing. Like,
It's terrible, that, man. It's awful.
Awful. It is. Absolutely awful. But, that's corporate greed today.
corporate greed, man. That's exactly what it is. But I mean, this is a proper club. I mean, I just love to see the faces on someone. I just love to see that email or that letter going, "Dear Mr. Brummy, you will no longer be able to watch the Villains this year because we have deleted your seat. If you would like to reapply," I mean, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
you've had a season ticket for 25 years. And now,
And now it's all gone.
Look, I mean, way to turn, like, they took the fans the first time back in Europe in 26 years. And like, because like they did as a comparison, to go and watch the Champions League at Villa this season, right, will cost you a minimum of £61 and a maximum of £97. To do the same thing at Anfield is a minimum of £33, a maximum of £67. So our most expensive ticket is only £4 more expensive than their cheapest ticket, and their Villa.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about rinsing talk about, all the fun.
Yeah.
Everyone's excited to be back in the big time, back in the league, and then boom. Oh, well, if you want to come, it's £100. 97 just on your ticket. Thanks, guys. Way to take the fun out of it all.
Yeah. Go figure. More money. You said it, more money, more problems. Said that earlier. Very much.
Well, yeah, Tom Boland. Haven't seen you in a while, man. I hope you're well.
Yeah, I hope you're well, Tom. Haven't seen you in a long time.
Exactly. Honestly, £100 in this economy, like, it's Birmingham. It's not fucking Monaco, man. This is the thing. It's not Monaco. It's not London. It's Birmingham.
I feel you. It's weird like that. Sometimes I hear people talk about the prices, and I'm like, you guys haven't been to a sporting event in America, apparently.
No, but I mean, they don't have to go.
Because that's what I mean.
No,
like
they're
100.
Not paying American. No, but they're not paying American price. Like, this is it's a different.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I just
yeah. No, but we all. I get it, but yeah, but like, I mean, £100 is like,
it's a lot.
$140. And these are for people who have season tickets.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. I'm not downsizing at all when it comes to the price. It's expensive. I get kind of up in arms here when I hear the prices for what it costs for some of the show. for the games, whether it's baseball, basketball. I mean, we've got like, four different four, actually five now, five different major sports in the country here that a lot of people attend religiously. So I get it. I definitely get it. It is not
Do
cheap.
you remember the 20 is plenty thing? Do you remember that? It was like 20
Oh
is
yeah,
plenty.
yeah. I remember
like, it
that.
was 20, like that was like £20 for a ticket. Like, because Lee, it's what's the cheapest you ever got a ticket for? And I bet you this will shock you. I bet you got a ticket for like around £4 or £5 at some point in your life, right?
No, I
To
get
the
it.
cop.
Yeah.
No, I'm just wondering, Lee. Yeah, at some point in your life, you probably like paid £4 or £5, right?
Yeah,
no, I get it.
When I started,
in America, there's been like that too. I get
and
it.
it was like £1.80 or something. I think when I started.
£1.80. That's a packet of 10 fags.
Like, you know what I mean? With coins, unless you had to buy that, which I doubt it, because you were a kid. I was a kid. You'd have coins, like, you know what I mean, pocket full of. But anyway, £1.90, I think it was, or £1.80 when I started going.
And you could just walk in as well, couldn't you?
Yeah, you just walk in. You had to get
imagine
there.
that.
You had to get there and queue up and all that jazz, like. But then you could
imagine that though today, just walking up to Anfield with no ticket, and just going, I'll just pop in. I'll just watch the match. I'll just pop in today. I've got 2 hours. I'll just go watch the match.
Yeah, there used to be the team that I don't want to say the letters, but the team FSG owns Pittsburgh Penguins, and you could go. They own them now, but they didn't own them at the time. So, but you could get a ticket for a hockey game for $5 with your college ID.
Yeah, and that's Lee. So like that's what they did at certain clubs as well. They'd have concessions, exactly. Just like if you're an OAP, or if you're under 18, or if you're under 16 or under 12, most good clubs would have like you only pay full whack if you're between 18 and 65. Basically, if you're an OAP. But they did it at Hull when the Alams took over. After 2 years, they scrapped all concessions. So basically, it was full price, even if you were a 9-year-old or a 78-year-old in a wheelchair. You still had to pay full price.
I remember
being
horrified by the idea of actually having to buy a ticket and not being able to just go with cash in your hand and get in. I was horrified when I found that was going to be. And then when it happened, like I didn't go to the match for a little bit, like I had a little bit of time. And then when I went back, it was all tickets, and I was like, "This is horrible. This, I don't like this," because people were saying things like, "I can get you a ticket," and I was like, "You can get me."
I can just walk up. Yeah, you're thinking, what do you mean a ticket? I can just go to the game. No, not anymore, mate.
Like, hear people saying, "I've got tickets for the match." You never used to hear that shit. People would just be saying, "You go in the match," and like, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, now you got people outside scalping for £500.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh, now. I mean, like, I remember Norm was saying, hey, if you are going to be fortunate to get the opportunity to go to the game, be mindful that there are, there are those out there that are trying to sell fake tickets and the likes, So I mean.
Oh, that shit. Oh, geez, that's a whole other world of.
Yeah. You gotta be mindful of the fraudulent tickets and not getting scammed. And
at least if you're going to a tout, I mean, at least if you're going to a tout, or a scalper, scalpers, ticket touts, same thing. At least you're buying a real ticket, like you're getting scalped for it, like you're paying $400 or $500 for it, but it is a real ticket. Yeah, it's even worse now where people are going online and paying $500-600. And they're fucking fake tickets.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like Jesus Christ. Like, I know it's the internet's the modern age, but I mean, like Lee is saying, it's
even end of that, mate. I mean, as you say, scalpers, like, they serve a purpose because the people who pay them ridiculous prices to scalpers have got the money. That's the point. They can afford to go and pay 5 times what it costs because they just want to go and they can afford it. You know what I mean? So there is a place for them people, unfortunately. Because there are those who can afford to pay.
Oh, once there's money to be made, there'll be people there to make it. Yeah, whatever it is, tickets. But yeah, this whole thing now, I mean, where you'll get people, I've heard about it, showing up in Liverpool. Like, because back in the day, it used to be like, look, I rung this guy and I know two people that did it. They went to Arsenal and they paid over 400 quid for tickets to someone they had never met. They didn't know who he was, and they just took a gamble the first time. And the guy was legit. And he met him. He met him exactly where and when he said he would. Gave him the tickets. Everything went 100%. So they've used him every single time. But they've said like there's loads of fake versions of that guy out there. Oh,
Certainly.
meet me at Liverpool Street Station at 2 p.m. and I'll have your tickets. The guy is never fucking there.
Yeah.
But they just took a risk, took a gamble.
Venmo me your money, Venmo me the money or whatever, and
like there was a couple. He had a couple of kind of recommendations or whatever, but they're traveling from Ireland, and they wanted to go. It was a big game, and they said, "Look, fuck it. Even if it goes wrong, like these friends, they had plenty of money, right? So look, even if it goes wrong, we'll just go on the piss in London for the weekend.
Right.
We'll fuck them up, forget about it. We'll just go to a hotel, watch the game, go to a bar. But if it works out, it's a winner. It worked out, and they've done it like 8-9 times with this guy. Like, he charges through the nose, but yeah, meet somewhere he says he's going to meet them. There's loads of people that do that. Loads of people doing it. Just some guy that has a ticket, has a season. There you go. There's yours. You go in. She goes in. No problem. And they're all changing all that shit now where it's like your ID has to meet your ticket, match your ticket, all that kind of stuff. But there's ways around everything. But like Lee is saying, there's a market out there. Like if I said to you, 12 man, Man United versus Liverpool is sold out. But if you can get over here, I can give you a ticket. It's going to be 400 quid. You're taking that ticket, right? You're going to take it. You're going to say, fuck it. You're going to get me into Anfield for Liverpool versus Man United, a sold out game, 400 quid. That's nothing. You just think, I'll do that. And there only needs to be 10 people like you. That's all. But unfortunately, there's thousands of people out there, so there's going to be scammers out there. So anybody that ever wants to go now, even like you got to do it. Like just go to a freaking boring travel agent or something. Do it legitimately.
Yeah.
Or else, because if you don't know someone over there, say, look, this guy is
sometimes if it's too good to believe, chances are it's just that.
And so many people are willing to take that risk. They're willing to take that risk and go over.
Yeah, I mean, you
can only get
being lucky. Yeah.
You can only get so many people in the ground.
Yeah.
But I can see. Yeah, you can see why people. But like I say, if you're going to do something like that, always have it in the back of your head that until this guy literally hands it over to you, it's like, this is a scam. This is a scam. That's the way I'd always look at something like that.
Prepare for the worst, expect the best. Expect the best, but prepare for the worst. Well, people, we are going to oh wow, Talk Sports saying Todd Bowley could leave Chelsea as shareholders are at.
I heard that a while ago. I heard that a bit of a management restructuring kind of job, clearly
I believe
kind
it.
of thing. But
I believe it. Look, they're in a hot mess of like, there's they don't like being, the shareholders don't like having the name of Chelsea be in the papers, with negative runs on how they're managing their money and managing their team. I'm sure it's not good. So ultimately,
what a world to live in. Results on the pitch. Come on. These guys, man.
Yeah. And I get it. The Igbali, the counterpart to him, is not necessarily doing well. Not on the same page with him, but hey. Anyways,
don't pray for Todd. Don't pray for Todd. He'll go and take over some other $100 million business.
Care less about Chelsea in that case.
Todd will be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Todd will be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be. And I hope that you out there will be fine with your weekends. I know there's no Liverpool to partake in this weekend, but we will be returning to Premier League football after this this upcoming weekend, or this next upcoming weekend, I should say. So with that said, is there anything you guys want to say to the people before we bounce out? Go ahead, Brian.
Just want to say to Tom, I know Tom hasn't been in a while. I know we're cutting out now, but anyway, I hope you have a chance to watch the Ireland-England match tomorrow. And I was saying, we were talking about it earlier on, so that's the only thing really of any vague interest tomorrow. But maybe we can do a quick. I don't know. We're like Ian was saying. Thanks for the show. Good discussion tonight, and to chat tomorrow's like. We are scraping the barrel here of football things to talk about right at the moment. So, I mean, there's nothing happening. So, yeah, it'd be good, hopefully, to have some. I was waiting for Dara to come in with some typically cacti type comments, some spiky comments about Ireland versus England tomorrow.
He's
Maybe
probably
waiting
trying to
until
stay
after.
cool. I mean, it just
Maybe he's waiting until after the match. I think maybe he's
no.
waiting
It's
until after
just
the match.
it is. I'm gonna have to be venturing outside pretty soon after this myself. But I mean, it just ticked up to 42 degrees Celsius, so it is not. It's only like close to 130 here in America. So it is
Yeah,
not.
Tom be watching.
It is not
Tom will be
for.
watching.
It is not for the lighthearted. But
are you going to watch it, Lee? Just quickly, Lee, you watching England-Ireland tomorrow, or Ireland-England tomorrow? Nations League game? No?
No.
Okay, straight up. Okay.
By the way, Tom is going to be watching. By the way, he will be watching, Brian.
Who's that? Oh yeah, Tom will definitely be watching.
Yeah,
he'll have it on. But Tom's a good Tipperary man. He'll be watching.
Mm-hmm. Bernie will be watching too.
Might do a watch along.
Oh, maybe.
Much of a rugby tradition in Liverpool, like there is in loads of areas around.
No, it's football. It's not rugby, dude. It's football. It's actually it's like it's in the nation.
Oh right. Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, you were thinking it was a rugby match. I knew you were. Why did you watch it, dude?
Yeah.
No, it's not rugby.
Ireland, yeah. I thought you meant rugby for some weird reason.
No. It's Ireland, England, in the
day Ireland were playing someone big, and I thought, I was miles away, to be honest. Like, and that just popped in my head, like from somewhere.
No, we're drawn in the same. That Nations League thing. We're in the same group as England, so yeah, we're playing them tomorrow in Dublin. It's a home game for us. So.
Is who's gonna be starting for that game? Is Ferguson?
I think it's 5 o'clock. I think.
Is the lad from Brighton? Is he starting for you up top?
I believe he probably will, unless he's injured.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if he's not injured, he starts. Yeah,
he starts.
I'm not sure if he's injured or not. Oh yeah, I mean, kind of who are the guys that would be starting for us? The people.
Kelleher in goal, right?
Yeah, Kelleher, Ferguson,
Duffy,
the Amabama Dele, the guy that was at Southampton the last time they were up. Duffy, maybe. Don't think so. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of getting pretty much after that. It's like a bunch of guys playing in the championship.
Like, you pick them.
So, I mean, that's where we're at. I mean, we've got a couple of decent players, but we should be getting. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to watch it, but we should be getting about 3 or 4 probably. But England are poor. England don't like to score goals, and apparently they're going to rest some players, whatever. But hopefully Grealish and Rice will play, so that will give us some entertainment. That's all we need. We can boo them all game; it'll be fine. But we've hired an Icelandic dentist as our new manager. By the way, just in case anyone missed it, we didn't sack. Our previous manager left, and our new manager is an Icelandic dentist. So, I mean, if nothing else, their teeth will be good. They'll have good teeth.
It's an aesthetic choice, isn't it?
I mean, I mean, if nothing else works, try the old Iceland. Isn't that the phrase? If you've tried everything else, try an Icelandic dentist. I mean, it's getting weird, man. Yeah. It's getting weird for us.
Yeah. Let's just let people off the plane, and on this one.
John O'Shea. Yeah, we tried John O'Shea.
Yes. So again, there might be a impromptu watch along tomorrow, I guess. Possibly.
Yeah, I might try one on my own channel. I don't know.
Yeah.
Never know.
Never know. But all the same, we wish you guys a good weekend. We hope that you have a great night for your Friday night, whether it's evening, morning, or afternoon when you're watching this. I hope that your day's going well or has gone well. And Lee, is there anything you want to say to people before we let them go too?
No, just thanks to everyone for taking part. See you again.
Okay. Easy enough, easy said. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Again, I don't know if we're going to do, or if Brian's going to do one on his channel, or if he's going to do one on here, or what we're going to be doing for tomorrow. But we'll most likely put something together for you tomorrow. I have a suggestion. I'm going to see if the guys go for it for a show topic for the weekend. So so hopefully it's one that they are interested in doing, but one that all the same, I hope brings us all together once again. So I would like to say thank you for joining us. And as always, up the Reds, people, up the Reds. All right, guys. So see you soon.